Evening. Yeah, man. Where's the tonal? You may have the Titans now, you know. You have the tonal, and so we can't start that when I you know. Welcome to the Titans. We don't know where it's staying up tonight. I worries. I worries. When I say I worries, we're gonna start from early, yeah? We're gonna start from early. Yeah, I have a new, you don't know, my new thing when I just leave it for the tonal. It mad some people, you know, and everybody has to do some plate back now, plate back. They want the next one for the Titans, so I forgot do one more for the Titans. But you know the Titans are the Titans, see? All right, so hear this. Tonight I will because we stand in solidarity, you know, against the amount of cocaine we run in Jamaica by the big boys. No apology, you know. And we are calling upon the international body to go take them down now. Because we can't stand this. So make us start it and go into this now. Make us start it, yeah? Titans. You man Titans to the call, brother.
Right.
We have something to come up today, though.
Yeah,
Let me
man.
tell you something, yes. Over a week, more I look for your phone, I send something to you.
Okay.
Yes. Because over 1 week now, them have over $12 billion worth of drug bust, yeah?
Yeah.
And 1 week on, them keeping 5 man, 5. And when them ask fixed daily, he must say him not here, not yet if them get charged. Remember him in charge of crime and them thing there, you know? But we also know it's a drug singer, we never hear the Prime Minister. You ever hear the Prime Minister address anything like this yet, Byron?
No, and she should come out in terms of the huge so-called drug bust, and of course assisted by external information. He should have come out and speak to the Jamaican populace, right, and update us. But nothing has been said, and we are wondering why.
No, we have to talk about this today because we are starting solidarity. We have to break the place, you know. Because if you have crime and violence, yeah, you know as a part officer, we have crime and violence, the cook are the #1 facilitator of the weapon and lawlessness and everything in our country. Like we say in Mexico now. Because them their drugs barren in Jamaica, you know. Yes? I'm never say something to you about the people them. We know them never said it before, right? We not say it before, but we are saying it now. I say it today, but we are say it again now. All right. Make us for instance, because them asked barely today. Let me just show you something. Them asking about the cook today. Let me show you where I'm saying. Right here. I'm not sure where I'm saying right after. Because them asking about this today. And this time when I see him come with. Right? This time, let me come back there, so. All right. This is where I'm come with, brother. You can't see it good, right? Well,
Yes, no charges.
Yeah, you can't see it good. You can't see it for it, right?
Yeah, man. Send tight. Yeah. No charges 1 week after 12 billion cocaine bust in Avondale. That, you understand, is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous, right? No charges, right? You see it? See that? I'm gonna try thing there. Let me take it up. Let me take it. All right. Let me try send tight.
Yeah.
Look, it's up on your phone. So I'm gonna move it still, but it's up on your phone.
Okay.
Right? Send tight.
Yeah, me have it on my phone and I can read it.
All right, read it from your phone. Read it from your phone.
All right. More than 1 week after 5 people were arrested in connection with a 12 million cocaine bust in St. Andrew, it is not clear whether they have been charged by the police. This, what I just read, is really ludicrous. Ludicrous. I have not been informed. Let me open quote. Quoting Bailey. I have not been informed that they have been charged. And why? Let me ask that question. The investigation is ongoing. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, who heads the crime and security portfolio, told the Jamaica Observer on Tuesday. Now, look, I am wondering as it relates to them not being charged, right? Obviously, right? As it relates to what happened, what transpired, and those men were taken into custody, finding, right, the amount of drugs in their possession, right? So at least we positively know that there is one charge as it relates to possession of this stuff should be laid on all 5 of them, right? Any form of hesitation and tolerance in terms of charging these people, then you'd have to anticipate as a result of government involvement. Plain and simple.
Yes. That's true. Right. So we're going to dissect the thing now, and go deeper than this now.
Yes.
Remember the Titans this run, so. And what we are going at something, we are going at something depth now. Yeah, because them glad is like I got sent when they hear the thing about in a Clarendon, so them street go over there. So you notice them are sweep and them are sweep this under the carpet.
Exactly.
You know, you ever see something like this and then you see a big man, one of them there. And you nobody talk.
I know.
Not the Prime Minister, not the Deputy Prime Minister, and National Security Minister, not the Red Valve, none of them not come out and then come condemn this. Why? It's funny though.
Because Wayne, the thing is, remember that they are participants. Let me say that out loud and clear. Because we have seen signs and examples of Jamaica Labour Party. When Jamaica Labour Party in power, or the drugs operation gets so intensified, Wayne, right? And that is one of the reasons what causes Bruce Golden government to fail, and where Bruce Golden has to resign. Now, we are here talking about, the massacre, right, in Clarendon, which, I mean, it is totally upsetting. It is despicable in terms of what transpired there. My condolences go to the family, the grieving family. However, one has to ask the question. Let us heel back a bit, right? And when you look on the weapon that contribute to most killings in Jamaica, right, is the guns. So let us ask one question. We have seen where, right, anytime you have operation as it relates to drugs, right, one of the main things that run parallel with drugs are guns. Guns and drugs, right? And definitely the Jamaica Labour Party, right, intensify when it comes to drug operation and their involvement. We have seen many of their members of parliament, right, that have shell companies with, right? We have seen large loop of cash, right, being put into these accounts. And there is no form of justification as it relates to who are these persons donating. And when we look on some of these foundations, we realize that most of them, right, bear a commonality. The commonality that they bear with is to the fact that when it comes to the eve of an election, you see a large loop of money trump into that, right? We see it with Nigel Clark and others. And so then this is the problem that, we are having as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party government, right? As it relates to how are they monitoring our ports? One of the things that is so upsetting, Wayne, as it relates to under the Jamaica Labour Party government, right? Now, if you look on just couple months back, they laid off, right, at the ports, right, the critical people who need to do the scanning. Those are people who need to scan and find the drugs, right, and the weapons coming in.
Yes.
And they, Jamaica Labour Party, it has never happened before under no other government to have a critical crew like that, right, and want to make them redundant. Why the reason? So people need to wake up as it relates to why the reason, right, to the fact that we have, guns, several guns coming through our ports. Our ports are porous. Drugs coming through the ports, plane coming through, flying below radar, whatever, reach Jamaica, right? Crash land, and you understand, no evidence. Come on, people. People just have to wake up, right? And call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. You understand? We have the history, we have the evidence showing how Jamaica Labour Party, right, members of parliament link with drugs done. You have WikiLeaks, who have the Minister of National Security link with drugs done, right? You have WikiLeaks again showing you how Jamaica Labour Party link with drugs done as it relates to Dudus. You understand? Doing several shipments within the Caribbean circle and into the United States. And that is the reason why Dudus Coke was extradited. So let us talk a bit here, right? People need to understand why the reason Dudus Coke was being seeked. Dudus Coke was being seeked as a result of the very same thing that we are seeing happening now as it relates to drugs coming in and drugs operations straight through the Caribbean to the United States. And the United States have the evidence and want to extradite him. So people need to just get back to reality and understand. And as a result of that, guess what? Dudus Coke, you understand, and many other drugs people, you understand, fund the Jamaica Labour Party. That's how they get major funding for their campaign. You understand, as a result of drugs money. And so then when the United States get serious and want to move towards extraditing Dudus Coke, Bruce Golding put out resistance. He put out resistance against the United States, and the United States put on the pressure on him, right? And so then people have to understand why. So let us ask the question. And I know what we am.
Yes.
Let me ask the question. Have you ever seen People's National Party in them a bang around you?
No.
No. Because People's National Party is a legitimate political party. What we are talking about with Jamaica Labour Party is a criminal syndicate. Criminal syndicate. And so then people have to have an understanding, right, of the history, right, and know the political history, right, and I have a problem when we have people who want to say that the People's National Party, right, and the Jamaica Labour Party are the same thing. They are absolutely not. So let us be fair, people, as it relates to other external entities, right? They are not Jamaicans. They are not Jamaicans. And so then we can't speak about political biases, right? Because you have to call a spade a spade. The United States, let us start the truth now and put the truth out there. Under the PNP government, under Portia Simpson, I'm going to ask a question, and I want people to Google search, right? Did the United States issue travel advisory under Portia Simpson government?
Nope.
I'm just asking the question.
Yes.
Did the United States government issue travel advisory as it relates to two categories of concerns? What are the two categories of concerns, people?
Security
and health.
Health, first time ever.
Right, first time ever. So then, when Andrew Holness and the minions coming out and talking about, you understand, Jamaica Labour Party spend the most, right, and security and on the most of health. Come on, people. You know that's, yes, they spend the most on health and spend the most on security, but they rob up most of the money. They robbed most of the money, and that's why our healthcare is like this, dilapidated, that the United States have to issue travel advisory. So Jamaican people, put on the thinking cap and we talk tonight. If, as it relates to Christopher Tufton, right, saying that everything is okay, everything is fine and dandy, right? The fact of the matter, United States of America is telling him that no, it's not fine and dandy. You understand? A travel advisor lift from 3 to level 4 is really concerning and extremely serious.
Yes.
What does a level 4 mean? A level 4 means that the United States is definitely advising, right, its citizens not to travel to Jamaica. So then when you look at this situation, right, it has never happened, you understand, as it relates to the People's National Party. It has never happened.
Let me ask you something. Let me show them something too.
Yes.
No mistake. So the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party, no concerning with Dudos. Because we're the coke, you know, I hold the government accountable for this. Because the Prime Minister know billions of dollars of coke around the place. And by the way, I'm showing Biden come out and lead the Jamaica.
Exactly.
It's not right now. But that's what the people them. And the Prime Minister now come out and do nothing about this. Nothing. Let me show you something. Don't ever say the PNP do this yet. Watch this. Watch this.
The following is paid for by the People's National Party.
Who paid $50,000 to help free Judas?
The exact figure for the payment to the law firm was $49,912.62.
Just tell us, Mr. Prime Minister, who paid the $50,000?
I can't recall. It was party funding.
Party funding. Not my word. Not my word. Not my word. Me now make up not one thing when I do put up on the run here for the TITANS this. Party funding. So you ever see, you know, and them, that means say, you know, people who follow the PNP party, them do drugs. Are in a drugs. But me never see a government get up and go spend money. The Prime Minister themselves will come out and say, can recall and hire a lawyer for them in a man at 12 and for them. Me never see that happen yet. And then you have other minister come out and say the whole party. Remember, you have the government, you know. I do what? I spend money with man at 20 and finish to go let go. That you can't be a government. That is not a legit government. It's
a rule
it's
government.
Embarrassing. Yes. Yes,
Right.
yes. It's embarrassing, man. You ever see anything like this happen in the history of Jamaica before? The PMP have the money to figure let the Prime Minister get involved and I pay money for let go. People like this. And a matter of fact, I pay money and in attacking with government to government. To let go people where them want, but US want to say, yeah, them are so in an interest and them lead a criminal organization and then you go do a thing like that. You ever say anything like this before?
But Wayne, let us back up as it relates to even Dudo's situation. And let us speak about Dudo's father himself, Jim Brown. Right? And I want many people to know that Jim Brown was killed for his silence. That is the primary reason why Jim Brown was killed, for his silence.
Yeah.
Because Jim Brown go against the extradition and decided what caused Jim Brown death is because Jim Brown decided that, okay, if he's going to be extradited, he's going to speak up. He is going to speak up. So Jamaica, we need to wake up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of him saying that he's going to speak up, right? He was burned to death in his cell. Burned to death in his cell to cover the nastiness, you understand, that cloud the Jamaica Labour Party, you understand, ever since their inception. The Jamaica Labour Party, right, designed under capitalism, you understand, to create mayhem and catastrophe, right, amongst the Jamaican people. Don't worry about that. We have seen the crookedness of Edward Seaga. And let me just remind the people. Now, people, let me tell you something. What you have seen in terms of certain deflection, and let me warn people. Jamaica Labour Party is now going back to their old playbook. Their old playbook. What they have done in the 1980s. Because Andrew Holness knows very well that he had lost, he's going to lose the election. Andrew Holness knows very well that he's going to lose the election and lose the election big landslide. And so then what Andrew Holness want to do, want to bring back a 1980 2.0. People, remember, and let me show you some triggers that people need to understand and be aware of. One of the first triggers that I am investigating, and I want to remind people, right? 320 pipe bombs were discovered. Where were they discovered?
Yes.
320 pipe bombs were discovered.
Yes.
Bless up aromatic.
Up.
Right, Lord. No, me see aromatic.
Manners. Wagwan Byron. Wagwan Lonesome.
Yeah, man.
You have the 45 Colt.
Yeah, man, the 45, they are shine and glistening, you know?
All right.
All right. Well, I hit a beat tonight.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
bless myself, my brethren.
Mad Lord.
So let me just get into some history. You understand? And when we are speaking, you know, you understand? We are confident. When we are lonesome, when are aromatic, when a mystic sensation speaking. You understand? When a light speaking, when a Kamala speaking. You understand? We are confident because we know our history. We are manly heights. You understand? We educated higher level in our history. So let me deals with certain situation. Now we are talking about the level of wickedness and the evil, the dark evil, 100% pure evil as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party. Who remember the Eventide home? Come on, people. I am taking you through the history. It's you can Google search it.
Eventide home is a dark day. Yes.
Yes. The Eventide home is a dark day. Now, for Edward Seaga to gain political mileage, right, plan and execute the Eventide home. Let us talk about the Eventide home. The Eventide home, we are talking about elders.
Good.
You understand? Old people beyond their 60s and 70s. Many of them who were blind.
Yeah.
And for Edward Seaga to create a strategy, right, and have those people executed, it's vicious beyond a dark day.
Vicious.
Right? Vicious beyond a dark day. And none of them can back down from the history.
None.
None of them can back down from this history. Because if you Google it, you will realize that it is Edward Seaga who stopped the court. Edward Seaga did not want the court to proceed, right? For it to get to the end and where, you understand, persons are going to be found guilty. Edward Seaga stopped the court. People get back in the history.
Byron.
Yes.
No, you know, no care what them do in America. There were time them declassify things.
Yes.
And them tell you, say the patrol them jelly with them use and them block the entrance and them kill over 100, them kill much of them people that burn them to death. They never even died Jamaica.
Look at that.
Things make the fire blaze and everything. Them talk, it's there.
Yeah.
Them release that themselves. And nobody from Jamaica release that. Them themselves talk and then release it. So, and I said before, you know, before, we have to go down, we go up and can we just talk about all them people have Andrew Holness arrow, I could just catch up something. You remember, you know, a ton of jobs fine in Jamaica. We never see this yet in the history of Jamaica.
Yes.
And I know you have a prime minister, the government, Darrell Vaz, James, Bushrat, Crab, any one of them, none of them, Chuck, you know, hear them come out and them denounce, or them burn out the corruption and say, hey, we are going after the drugs, burn them in the country. We are going to put a stop to this because that commit genocide in our country, in a foreign country too.
Yes.
See, you ever hear the Prime Minister come out and say anything about them drugs here?
No.
Remember the drugs with them finding, you know, I'm more than 5,000 pounds the other day in a one house up a even deal, you know. More than 2.5 tons, you know. More than 5,000 pounds of cocaine, you know. And when you see drugs, you see gun. Because you just got too much cocaine in a place and gun, no, they don't nobody know what it are. Plus, the man them tell me, create a money come out, millions of dollars. Fix pay them not say nothing. And right now, come to the paper to them when them ask them, if them charge the man then. But yes, still a man here, I want them own. People I want them own. Millionaire too. But 2 years to them, did have in DEA, did have in that 2013 and take off a piece of food and them a cooperate. Him say, out time out. Police tell me, you know. Same say, listen, before I go to prison, I give them up, you know. I rather send them. Because them saying, he may tweet. Yeah. He may tweet, man. You notice them knocking? You ever see anybody from them big part, the big boys get knocked, and none of them go come out and open them out? Not even the Prime Minister come and say condolences and say, and come out and say, no stone nor unturned. Nothing. They must sweep it under the carpet. I'm going to put on some other things to this now, what we never even ask. I'm going to ask it today before we let go our upon them to go knock it. Because I want to knock it, you know. For you see, come on, and knock it, you know. Let me ask you something. The jobs, where you see them are fine. If me and you, your son and Byron with us, so we're going in our jobs. We're going in our jobs. Eh? We are millionaire. You think we're going to take up 76 million US and go down in a Colombia where we get jobs or over where we get the jobs and go buy cocaine? 76 million. Remember, you know, you have to live in cash and not trust you. You ask man them say them not trust cocaine. Yeah? So, and let me get to you this. If you find 76 over $76 million out of jobs, for you travel with $76 million out of Jamaica, remember, if you go, if anyone will fly going to the airport now with a 10 grand, I'm going to declare it, them take it and them are going to investigate. 76 million. Jamaican money can't go over by the way. 76 million. You know what that tell me? It tell me it's not the first time they must sell drugs who carry the drugs there. Not the first time. And it tell me that the people them in South America where them go for the drugs, people used to them. Because you have people who them go buy gun in a Jamaica, man, who happy and take the gun money, them not getting a gun. You go buy drugs and them kill you. You remember the youth from over Portland? He must find a key or two and him go set it and them friends set him up. In a West Kingston and go and them put him in a barrel, them kill him and put him in a buy a car. And then make him come and them kill him. Take away him off. Remember? A drugs him fine, you know. Yeah? And then put him in a barrel. You couldn't move it 70 million US cash. And the man them the bury and take it, that means you are them good customer. It speaks for itself.
Exactly.
It means them have a trust because them want you to come back, that means more money you spend. Because they want to make it come in the country and come up back with 70 million in the put a one in your head and take that time. Show you make anaconda and yam your car down them side of there. And I'm nothing to them. But if you can't go and get your things, that means you do things, your jobs. But this has come from big boy. I remember them are use private jet now because you know just fly up on a little jet come in here. And you know airport them are more use the same Cork port down there. So. Because the international one them more crowded and nobody know down there.
Ian Fleming.
Why them use that Cork port? Because them have some regional flight all over the place, you know, private jet, you know. See? And no police and they stop them, you know. See? And then if you move it from airport for go now, you can use a little constable where you have some suit boy no one them stop you. It can. So you can use the biggest set of police them when them see them man full up. Remember 2.5 tons of coke, you know. 5,000 what think about 5,000 pounds of flour. One bag of like 100 pounds. Think about 5,000 pounds of flour. All right. You see what you have to move? They have moved this amount of coke. You know, it's a big every man around your thing. You can move it and pack it up. I remember them a customer. They never come in at this. If you have one money error, you don't spend so much money for coke. And they say no. And by the way, when you buy it, you know you have buyer already.
Yeah, man.
You have to buyer. Because you're not going to stay up your money so much US and you don't have no buy your feet.
In a trouble. You know, say that a trouble.
I just break them whole thing for you, Byron.
Yeah.
You never do quote long time. Byron, you'd have one money and go spend 80 million US. You go buy a quote, nobody not kill you, nobody not hurt you. And then when you look at reach, and it just pile up on you. You never get money go do this.
Them have them customer them already, man.
Eh?
Them have them customer they wait pan them thing, man.
That's the 2 million.
You take off one, you just put up one more.
Yeah.
Take off one and go, yeah, coming back. So what me I say? So they must have them customer already and them are Baron brother. Me not ask them.
Have to.
You couldn't just go get up and you live clean. And you buy so much coca come to the country. You see me I say?
No, sir. That a big risk. That a big risk for just they go do something for the first and they go so hard.
Who you don't know if you go link?
Yeah.
Who you don't know if you go link?
It's right.
Who you don't know if you link? Them can't tell me nothing, you know. People from within the PSOJ, the big boys, and members and big police doing this in Jamaica. You understand? So show you, so it's impossible for you to get up. You just get up and you have your money. Why you not going up? You don't remember you don't know nobody if you said nothing, you know. Wait, you just make a money if you win that and just take it, go buy some coke. You don't know where you go. Them that walk you and take your money. And then for the money, you have to walk with cash. You couldn't walk with cash.
The thing about it, if you go buy a half key, it is different. When you go buy so much, you have to be known.
Yeah. Whether you're dead and your money gone. Even see them already. In a Jamaica, the youth, them once him run to save him life because them kill the youth to go for buy the car in West Kingston and friends set him up, you know. Like him find 2 keys, sell it for go buy a Bluebird, and the youth tell him, yeah man, them have car and him go down in a West Kingston. And then when him look like him away in the car and go buy something and come back, him see when them knock the youth to go buy the car. Can him carry him, you know. Them knock him. And when them knock him, lied. Me see you know, but come off and come on back. Come in now, turn on your mind. Yes. See, them knock him. And he must be one to get where, you know. He must well live in care, you know. And go down at the station, you know. I'll say him get where, you know. Where the man, them see man, and him take bush. And I saw him get where. Now, you saw people they kill you for certain things. Right? Yeah. If certain things already where you have police for the some suspension. And then go leave and go east and then go buy a gun and go buy a rifle. And then take him money and then knock him. And then push him on the avenue and then burn him in the car. If mother don't know so that him go do, you know. Because I see mother on TV as a book back, but we know that him go do. Him go with nearly 400,000 to buy a rifle and then take it and knock him. I put more him to carry the rifle. Yeah, him depend on suspension. I will see mother on TV about that, but she don't know so that him go do. We know. You understand them knocking. So can you imagine you take 80 million US. That means that some rich guy doing these things. Because you want to take your one money and 80 million not easy to come by. A bit over 12 billion that. And if you can take 80 million or 70 million and fly with that and pay for your court because nobody want to give them court and say you can come back and they leave them country, you mad? You have to go pay for it. But as long as they not kill you and take that money, and you can have your drugs back in Jamaica, a lot of them there. Them can, me don't make the case now, Uncle Sam. See we about the case for now. Them can be trusted. This don't get to you to can buy apply. And them too, if them can bring in the court, that means them are bringing in gun. Them are want them are controlling a ghetto because if you are getting you about something and you try to make a rate, remember, you go scoop them and run a big food pan you and nobody not gonna be sick. Them are gonna cook you. That barbecue. So them sit down there and you think say a businessman, this is the way them make money in Jamaica. You understand? Enough for the man, them up, enough for the man, a pure subject. Yeah, right. There people say people from within pure subject. What we know? What we know? So when Uncle Sam here with us make a case like this, Byron, use a police, use a farmer police. When we just make a case like this, not clear cut that to you, brother.
That is clear cut.
Not
That
clear
is
cut.
clear cut. That is clear cut. And that is one of the reasons why. I am when Bailey at this point coming out and talk about there are no charges yet. You understand? That is really ridiculous. That is really ridiculous. And this goes to show you as it relates to the entire syndicate of corruptors. You understand? And show you now definitely that Fitz Bailey has proven to many people that he is washing, you understand, the cases for these people, right? Fitz Bailey is definitely protecting them because Fitz Bailey, right, is getting the benefit, is eating out of the trough, right? Now you, as it relates to any police that you can ask, right? If you stop a vehicle, right? Let us just take the house out of it. If you stop a vehicle and the driver and you ask the driver for a search and you find 2 pounds or whatever, right, weight of cocaine in the vehicle, obviously the driver is going to charge for possession of cocaine. Obviously. So I'm talking about even the possession charges, right? Right? Possession and dealing in, right? Now, you wouldn't have, well, if you have like the bail package and might be, set for shipment, you're going to have position dealing in and taking step, you understand, to ship the drugs. So all those 3 charges are going to be automatic. So for Bailey coming out and say that there are no charges as yet, obviously what is going on? What is going on? Bailey is cooking the case. Bailey is cooking the case, right? And it goes to show you that is the very same reason why Bailey cannot name these men. As several things are going on, several corruption are going on.
Exactly.
Yes. Several corruption. The reason why Bailey can't name these men, you understand? Because guess what? These men associated, you understand, friends of the government. No two-way about that, you know. No two-way about that. Friends of the government and PSOJ.
Yeah.
And so then, here is Bailey now. And you know what? We are going to watch to see, okay, the next coming weeks, what is going to happen? Are these men going to be charged?
No.
Right? Because this is very serious enough.
Hello. If them charges were always Elronia, you know. And Titans this, you know. We don't make Elronia, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are going to flatline him. We are going to flatline Bailey anyhow. You understand? The next weeks coming by, we are 2 weeks, and these men are not being charged.
We want him for a couple of days now. We are make sure God will report him and send him and tell the government and overseas look on him. Because they monitor the channel. So it's all good. Yeah. So we are going to give them all the things after. Watch Bailey. Watch them up there. But right.
He's not going to charge them. And now we see when the civil aviation can give account of plane coming out airspace and crash. Now we know that those planes that come in are bringing in drugs and guns.
Exactly.
These things just, as it go along, them just expose and it just start opening up everything. Because how could it be a plane is coming into your space and you don't aware of it? That's danger to everybody in the air, people on the ground. So the people them up there in the aviation would know exactly, tell who where to land, where to crash land, X, Y, Z. So everybody is working with the government because everybody is getting their piece of pie.
Let me just straighten your argument, Arrow. Sorry, I'm not cutting your argument, but let
me
just
go ahead.
Right? You think any poor people can convince the airport authority, the aviation authority, you understand, to side with them poor people. A big business this.
Brother.
It's a big business.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah, I link it and give back arrow. But hear this now.
Yes.
When you are coming to the airport, if you can convince them with your little luggage, when them pull up and want charge, you can convince them this. And there's some name with them say understand that. Because them want to put some charge by your barrel. You can convince them with it. Because them want to put some big charge by you. Or you can convince them with them kind of money. 76 million US. That I remember, by the way, before you touch her up, remember said it can't touch the SWIFT system, you know. Because America don't know. So them carry the raw cash and it make the money at the value so much because dirty thinking people from within the PSOJ, some members from not members from the ruling government, I have enough of the big police boy. Remember I can't do the you there. For them for get kicked away. If you move how much ton of coke, it have to well protected, brother. And it will watch. I may tell you, say, you can't go sit and go buy your coke. Them man they wap you and take a USA come with. For you come with, I want to see what you know what I do. I want to put up what 76 million US look like. So I can Google that and put it up. Me ask you the kind of money when they move it. If you fly now with over 10,000, you know, declare it, them and take it. And you have to show them people where you try it. I think if them are see it Jamaica. Anyway, can you imagine? Me not a million US, you know. Me have 76 million. Me talk about 12 billion Jamaica. Billion with a B. And you can't carry Jamaican money. Because remember, I just had to dirty paper when I have no use. Past the airport. You have to use it like some figure we make something else. So they might carry the US. And instead of them from within the PSOJ, build factories and make we do some things and export. See what they do? They might commit genocide in our country and other people's country. I want to show you something. Yeah, I will take back this, but let me just show you something else. So. Because I have to beat it to the pandemic because they're dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Statistic. Let me dry it up. Are we there? Dry it up. You so much that?
Yes.
It should be a go. That we are. How much that? 27,000?
Yeah, 27,569.
Okay. So that's the amount of people dead in 2022 overdose, drugs overdose. See that drugs overdose. Cocaine overdose. And it gone over 30,000. See that cocaine overdose. See? It gone over 30,000. That per year. Just in America alone. So enough of them are dead in Jamaica too when nobody know. You know, them people are commit genocide. Them big boy, and then call they get to you, them are criminal. You know, can't get to you criminal around them. Me no buy that. When I walk a kill out the you, you lie they up now. When I kill out the you, them we don't know that we don't know. None at all.
Bless
you, brother.
Bless you.
Mad.
Yeah, lie. Yeah, arrow. Take it on now.
Take it on, arrow.
Yeah. Yes, there's some key thing for Mr. Golden. And one of the first thing is that we have to take back the WAF. It doesn't matter what the agreement we have with you, the Chinese. This is not China. This is our home. This is our turf. And we must know what is coming into Jamaica, and we must know what is exiting Jamaica. So that's one thing first. Hands on the ground, foot, our WAF must return back to the people of Jamaica. In all that is going on, I want to ask you, my fellow panel brothers, where is the commissioner of police?
Very good question. But
where is the commissioner of police? Because the commissioner of police should be leading the charge, both in the coke thing and in the massacre that take place in Clarendon.
Very good question.
We did not see Snoopy, right?
Yes, Snoopy.
Yeah, we don't see Snoopy. But we see Fitzbailey. And anytime we see Fitzbailey, they're so stupid. Because anytime we see Fitzbailey, we know it's corruption.
The fixer.
Anytime we see Fitzbailey, we know that he's there to cover up the Jamaica Labour Party corruption.
Yeah.
So they move Snoopy. Because him no know what he come chat say. And them orchestrate this thing between the Minister of National Security, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and Fitzbailey. No, this thing is deeper than we thinking. Because this massacre is orchestrated. This is no normal thing. On the 11th of August, a massacre take place in Clarendon, Cherry Tree Lane, where 17 get bullet. About 9 or 10 dead, including 2 baby, because the 7-year-old is a baby. That was on Sunday. The people are grieving for their loved ones. On Tuesday, the 13th of August, a deflection, the Prime Minister was threatened. They changed the narrative from the victim and put it on to the Prime Minister.
Yes.
Come on, Jamaica, wake up. Something's not right here. The victim who is grieving and mourning, you want to tell me you can't even give them little room to mourn and grieve? Breaking news, Prime Minister, man threatened Prime Minister. Few minutes after, you tell me that you have the whereabout and where, and the man is wearing a mask, only hide them a show. Come on now, Jamaica. I just him hide them a show. You know him whereabout, you know everything already. Why? And oh, you know why? Because it's staged. Them do it so they know we're in there. It is simple as ABC. I have had something. Only me hide them a show. You can't see nothing more. And then, in the blink of an eye, you know we're in there. Police go lock up and this and that. So what are you telling me? You are telling me that the Pegasus that the Prime Minister have, there's spyware. It's only work when somebody says something about the Prime Minister.
Conveniently. Crazy.
So this kind of massacre that take place, you want to tell me that there was no intelligence to tell them that this was going to take place? But at the same time, about 2 weeks ago, you say you intercept robbery in a Westmoreland with the same thing. And then you what were you trying to do? Tie a PMP member to it with an educator who stand up beside him at his son sports day. I wonder if we see where the thing I go. Brother, the thing set up. And what them set it for do? Them set it for get at Mark Golden. Listen me Jamaica. And listen me keenly. This, where this thing coming, it is a PMP area. When they try to pass certain things in Parliament, like the SOE, State of Emergencies also, when Mark Golden object to it, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna use it against him. Say Mark Golden don't want to solve crime and violence for his own people. So they make sure that what they do, they start the massacre in our PMP area. And it is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. Brace yourself for it, Jamaica. Clocks now work again. Prosperity now work again. Sleep with the door and window open now work again.
Never did that.
Basket in a parliament now work again.
Nah,
Take
work.
off shoes and cross water now work again. The new thing in town now is emotion. So we are going to cause the massacre in Jamaica, and then Andrew Holness go around with emotion and ball and hug up people to win over the heart of the Jamaican people. Uno look what they go on with uno yai. Something is not right with this massacre in Clarendon. They said it's a peaceful community, free from violence. So why such massacre take place in that community? Take sleep and mark that, Jamaica. Brace yourself for what's to come, because they are going to run now an emotion. So they are going to create these massacre, and the Prime Minister go come out now and bawl and hug up people and kiss and way. Playing once more on our emotion. But we are going to call it out, because him can't fool we. We study you like a book, Andrew Holness. Study you like a book, brother. Brother, the thing now match up. It now match up, brother. You revisit back the thing and look on the thing, or the thing set up, or the thing orchestrated, or the thing executed. And the thing executed on Sunday, my brothers. And on Tuesday, there was a deflection from the real pain and agony from that massacre, and it was deflected to shed focus on the light. And the Prime Minister says, somebody send threat to the Prime Minister.
I can straight up now. Don't move.
Think about it, my brothers.
No move from there, sir. The threat. And the first thing come and do this. The other day, them try and burn down the place. I will talk about it. It's a big mama. Them move that. Them come with pipe bomb. We don't know about that again. Them not investigate. Them not send up there. See just dead. Them come with gun in Subaru. We wipe out that too. So every time them come with something in deflection, the road must up, you know. Remember the best road, according to them, the best. Remember it's expensive too. That's a St. Thomas road. And the best road we ever built in Jamaica. And when you look, it must up in a 6 months. In a 6 months, all over the place, and they come now, and then come about threatening, and I try and move, and then I move from the coke. Because remember when you think about crime and violence, you have to get rid of the coke in there. Coke come with gun. It come with same way. I mean,
Exactly.
And them need to go to prison. Them within the PSOJ, within the government. That's what, listen, you ever see any one of them come and make a complaint about anything and look against it? We want to hear the Prime Minister, 2015. We want to hear the Prime Minister come out and say, listen, we're going to do a task force. We're going to come everybody. This bag of coke we're finding in our place not going to tolerate it. No more. How can I make sure lock up? I could have a parliament member. Them are going to prison. I'm going to hear the police come out and condemn it same way. I know we're not even saying it, you know. But you condemn somebody can get to you. They think we're eager to pan this. Like they, we're going to let them pan the out, but when you look pan this. You see this? You see it?
Send that look at see. All right. Yeah. Biden named Jamaica among 5 Caribbean drug transit or producing nation.
Okay. So this alone show you how Jamaica going hard. But we not get the Prime Minister come and knock against something like this now. And silent mean consent, brother. Silent
Yeah,
mean
man.
consent. And we now go ease up. We now go ease up 6 billion for that one because I pay them things and go away.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and you have to take over right away in a lie, but yesterday, them have a press briefing and they make Tumbleblock say, you know, questions shall answer about the massacre. No, never play it when me done. But lady, take the floor.
Yes. You know, I just want to highlight some critical era in Jamaica as it relates to crime and contraband and the powers that being silent. Now, if you're a farmer, you know, and pretty last and come in for you and take away your cow or your goat, you know, you're going to make noise because you've been hurted. So, if something like the amount of drugs we are run through Jamaica, the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, and the acting Commissioner of Police, we don't hear nothing from them. They tell you say them not suffer, them again. Them not lose nothing, them again. Cause them not ball out, you know. With the irregularity and the amount of coke we are coming at Jamaica, we are surface through with society. We are wreak havoc on the society because members of coke, you know, is a contributor to crime. Like the type of crime we see in a Cherry Lane. So when you have the people them who supposed to come out and make sure no say the citizens them in the country safe, and the two main person is the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, and them silent, then you know where I go on. They are right up to it, to them neck, them inner this thing. So we know after the done on this poll recently, you know, and the percentage gap will open up, you know. Me did anticipate these type of things I go start within the last 12 months leading up to the general election coming up. So the massacre is a platform. The coke finding is also another platform of the corruption. We're going to start wreak havoc on Jamaica. And we are asking the Prime Minister, the best thing for you to do is to resign the post right now as we speak, because I mean, as a Prime Minister, you don't show any leadership quality. You don't show that you have the people interest at heart and the country interest at heart as well for the international global community. Jamaica has been branded and rebranded as one of the largest transshipment for cocaine in the Caribbean hemisphere. And it is no secret, because I hear my fellow panelists, you know, touch a very key point, you know. We need back the wharf at all costs. The wharf cannot be in the hands of a foreign nation regime or run the wharf. That is ludicrous to say the least. You know? Because we see the wharf as the transshipment port for a lot of things coming into Jamaica. It's the main source of importation into the island. And we had our wharf for many years, and it was in the hands of the Jamaican government. And all of a sudden, people find it lucrative to push it in the hands of the Chinese. What is that saying to Jamaica? Jamaica is not being governed by Jamaican. So with all the high increase, we want to give on ourselves, we're not working. We are seeing a high level of organized crime in Jamaica that surpass the little ghetto youth. Them can't run them type of ring here. $1 billion cocaine. High shipment of gun and ammunition. I remember, you know, we don't have all of these things have fuel the crime in the country. Because no ordinary man can have the amount of bullet in no importation license for it. Number two, him not have no license firearm. Same I got the relevant authority and him can purchase bullet. So what we see going on in Jamaica is a colossus of height of criminality and corruption. And it have the stakeholders, them, the big players, government official, PSOJ, and top-ranking policemen, corrupted ones. They are the stakeholders. They are playing this game because they are the one that benefiting. So we have to make sure, no, so right now we come hold this government accountable, you know. This government, Andrew Holness-led government, have to be held accountable for the shooting in a Cherry Lane over the weekend and the amount of drugs we are coming in the country and the silence we wanna play, the silent code. That not gonna work around here. Cause now try to release the man them. Yeah. So nobody not go to prison. Because people name who in a high ranking authority would have get exposed. So Fitzbailey have to come out now, you know, and talk what you know, because the silent you know run too long. It's more than a week. The man the name should have out there for everybody knows who is who. And it not need no more investigation. You old people will think you charge them for it. Because you're not going to use no extended time period, you know. As it would have relate to, like you wait for some identification parade go on. You know where you hold the man them with. So you know, so you have to charge them and release them name. And you can conduct the investigation further on and we get the bigger stakeholder them behind it. Because I know them little man who want to find on the ends, you know. Them man, they are just security for the product. The bigger people them, who don't know them, push them out. We say we're a high profile killing go on, we don't hear nothing from you over the weekend. Why you silent on that? Why you silent on that? We you know that's your silent. We want some answers now because Jamaica really in a bad state right now, you know. Jamaica in a real bad state. It look like it's in a state of disrepair at the moment. And who are the contributors? The government, the PSOJ, and the corrupted policemen. Because as I will re-emphasize, the ghetto youth them can't be the high stake player and where we see a go on. It's bigger than them. So at time you come out and do the right thing, Prime Minister. You need to resign as early as Monday week. You have to resign now, man. You're going too bad. You have showed some little scenario to deflect the real matters at hand. Nobody now send a death threat to you. That is a hoax. Nobody in a Jamaica now send a death threat to you, knowing the consequence where them have to face up. Because man just tell you a little thing in a pandemic and you send FEMA all him from underneath in bed. And we see you do it to that whole heap more, you know, ordinary citizen. So why a man gonna put him life on the line with death threat? Because kill you will get rid of him, you know. Nobody now do that. So don't try and deflect from the real matters at hand. The massacre in a Clarendon, big man them know about it. Because they only decide to start the feud leading up to the next general election. We know they're going to start it, you know. We know they're going to start it. Me I look for it long time, you know. Talk to some people and me tell them, say, well, look, this is what you have to look for. Because down on this poll, it send a message to them. And there is nothing more, as Arrow said, where them can parade for the people them follow them down the path of destruction. People them turn back. No clocks, no take off boot, walk over swamp. None of them things that are going. So what you have to do now, you have to cast mayhem in the society. You have to get the people them scared. Afraid for even walk when night come. It's like as from 5 o'clock people are planning to go lockdown because when you start back the, you know, gun tactics killing people in a mass number. And we know that do not go on because the only thing we can use now to fight the election. So we are make sure know so we are looking in from outside, taking note and making note of what going on in the country. And a lot of you men down there, we have to face the egg for all of these things, you know. Because remember, you know, just transparency we not have in the judicial system, we could not do these things and not get for so long, you know. If we did have some real judge and policeman, we have Jamaica interest at heart, enough I wanted to push out long time and this thing would have stopped. But if we want to do, you know, strategically gather the people and want to want around, you know, in every nook and cranny corner to support on the ranks. I want to use the senior people them for protect, you know. And I like the case them can't solve, the case them can't solve. But people are tired in solving these cases because the head of the stream dirty. We have to clean up the head of the stream because this don't look good. I yield back to the panel.
Yes, Byron.
All right. You know, wonderful input there, Lied, right? Love the issues that you touch on. Love the issues that Arrow touch on. Right? And likewise, Wade. But let me talk to Jamaicans, locally and in the diaspora. Let us put the facts in front of us tonight. I want to get into the minds of, you know, many. And we are going to reason with ourselves tonight. Now, one of the first questions that I want to ask, as it relates to what we call the politics of a true democracy, right? Where you have the rails of justice work. Now, let us ask, and for any persons who are listening to me, we don't want anyone to be partisan. We want people to come with their real thinking, their rational reasoning, their deductive analogy in terms of what I'm going to ask tonight. Now, firstly, when we look on our so-called Jamaica being a democratic country, one would expect that the rules of laws would have worked and the Constitution would be respected because the Constitution is the superior law of the land. Let us have that. I am asking the question tonight. For real thinkers, right, to ask themselves the question, we have a prime minister, the leader of a democratic country, a leader who speaks of good governance, a leader who speaks of checks and balance and transparency, a leader who one believe would have led his nation moving forward in the democratic space of nation building. However, my people, this particular leader has a problem. This particular leader has a fundamental problem that interrupts the flow of democracy. What do I mean? In order to speak about fairness, truthfulness, transparency, we would like to have a prime minister where he can justify is earning as it relates to the wealth that he or she achieves. And so then, when we see our prime minister who have a fundamental problem that interrupt the flow of democracy, interrupt the flow of justice, the prime minister statutory declaration for 2021, 2022, 2023 cannot be certified, and the institutions in Jamaica who supposed to hold the prime minister accountable, the POSAJ, right? The criminal justice system as it relates to the investigation and prosecutorial arm of the criminal justice system. Let me ask PSOJ, if it was Mark Golding, nowhere as we speak in the Caribbean today, my people who are listening tonight, nowhere in the Caribbean where you have any prime minister in the Caribbean, the entire Caribbean basin, that struggle in terms of not having his or her statutory declaration cannot be certified going 3 consecutive years. You are going to tell me that PSOJ, the private sector of Jamaica, doesn't have a problem with this? Let me ask people. The prime minister bold enough to rub it in our face. To say that he can venture into an election and don't explain nothing about his statutory declaration or the illicit aid. This is a fundamental wrong for a democratic country. It's a dark day beyond a dark day. Now, let me juggle on. So when the members of parliament who look on and see that the prime minister of our country and his wife scandalize, let me speak it, scandalize the future of Jamaica, prostitute out Jamaica's future in wrongdoing and corruption. Andrew Wallace and Juliet Wallace scandalize and prostitute out the future of Jamaican people with their level of corruption. And PSOJ, the umbrella group of church, is in dead silent. So let me ask a question. If it was Mark Golding, in that position, what would have happened? Would Mark Golding be given the chance for his 2021 statutory declaration going 3 years, not being certified? And where Andrew Wallace has been told that the submission of his 2021 statutory declaration subsequently affected other statutory declarations that he had submitted. So then you tell me. So then the members of parliament who are now involved in corruption, particularly the illicit aid, said, okay, yeah man, everything good. You understand, because we have a corrupted leader and him back our corruption, so we can free to take out shell companies, and we can free to take in all sort of money. Right? We don't have to explain it. Right? Let me ask Jamaica something, as if the world doesn't know, right? Now, when you look at SSL, and see what happened to SSL, and you listen to the original fixer, because Fitz Bailey is not the real fixer. Because what is there that Fitz Bailey can fix? He can fix a crime scene. He can create a narrative. But the fundamental thing that can affect us futuristically, Nigel Clark is the original fixer. And so then when you can have a SSL shaped where they know that this very branch, as it relates to SSL being the branch of something that affected us in 1995, which is the FinSac, Paul Cheng Young Company. They know very well that when they use that company, they have to change it from Paul Cheng Young and Associates, because they know very well that it will ring a bell in people's mind, and people will remember that it is Paul Cheng Young Company that was used to create the mayhem. More than 20% of our GDP sunk. Andrew Holness know the history. We are going to beat them tonight. Andrew Holness know the history as it relates to Paul Cheng Young and Associates, that Andrew Holness joined in 2008 and have it transform into SSL. People go and do the research. Paul Cheng Young and Associates, right, was transformed into SSL, and now SSL had done the very same thing that Paul Cheng Young and Associates had done in 1995. So you tell me, and when I tell people that Andrew Holness doesn't have a ordinary account in SSL, that is the reason why the real original fixer fixing it, Nigel Clark, is one of the wickedest evil that Jamaica has ever seen, and Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness. Now let me speak to that. So yes, they use SSL as the Jamaica Labour Party laundering machine. Who want to challenge me on that? I would like someone to come and challenge me on that if this is not true. If this is not true. If Andrew Holness, right, did have an ordinary account, how Andrew Holness is the only person that been benefited when SSL was under surveillance from way back into 2016? Tell me, people. And in spite of every account around Andrew Holness' account, you are going to tell me that it is only Andrew Holness' account survive the predicament of destruction? It is only the Prime Minister's account that survived the predicament of destruction. The Prime Minister account did not need to survive, because the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, is a shareholder of SSL. People, listen to what I'm saying. Let me preach it tonight. Andrew Holness. And for the very first question that I'm asking, that Andrew Holness need to come out and be truthful to the Jamaican people. How much money did you put into SSL? And that truth need to be established. Because you know why, people? They cannot speak and will not able to speak and tell us how much money that he put in. Because what Andrew Holness so-called put in, he get much more out of SSL. The viciousness as it relates to you looking at an icon who lift up Jamaica, put Jamaica on the map in track and field, and you have no heart, no sympathy, no heart, no sympathy. Nigel Clark, Andrew Holness, and you, Craskery, mash up the man money. Mash up the man money. And yet, the black man that you suffer like that, and other people that you suffer like that, you have the audacity, want to vote from them, to give you a third term. Hey, let me tell you something, Andrew Holness. Your judgment, right, is going to get deeper than the bottom of the sea, the bottomless pit. The level of your wickedness cannot be measured by no means of any measurement. It cannot be measured. You are the ultimate wicked. SSL created by the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is the reason why Craskery cannot be questioned. So then you tell me, even when Jean and Pantan said, look, let me come clean. What I said, that I did it all. No, it wasn't me. I was coerced by you, Craskery. Having that evidence, what did you do? You lock it down. Fitzbailey, you lock it down. You said that as it relates to you lifting up every stone, look under every stone, turn over every stone, FBI is coming in. Today, have we seen any FBI? Have we seen any FBI? No. And now, Nigel Clark is coming out as if, okay, he's going to stop SSL from winding down. Nigel Clark, let me tell Jamaica what is going to happen. And it is not that I am brilliant. No, it is not that I am brilliant. But it is that your corruption is so plain. That I know that before the election call, SSL is going to wind down. Yes, Nigel Clark, you know and I know. You know and I know. Right? So your pretension, your pretext, right? Your pretension and your pretext acting as if you are protecting and you are defending is a bullshit. You're a garbage. So let me say this to you. While you're at it with your dark level of evil, we are asking the Jamaican people, right, not only to listen to me, not only to listen to Aromatic, not only to listen to Wayne, not only to listen to people, hear us. Go on Google and search the information. When you see the Jamaica Labour Party vloggers on social media speaking and talking, all you need to do, right, go on your phone, go on Google, and you say this, let us look. If you notice, they cannot do like what a Wayne Lonesome is doing. They cannot do like what an Aromatic is doing. They cannot do like what a Light is doing. They cannot do like what a Mystic Sensation is doing, because why? They have no evidence to support their lie. They have no evidence to support their lie. the Prime Minister, to show you that his level of wickedness and evil doesn't stop there. He look on the Jamaican people, look on our economy, and give himself 200 and 300% raise because he just believe that his wickedness need to execute to the highest volume. 200 and 300% on the economy that is struggling. An economy where its import is more than its export. And you look and see where other Caribbean countries' economy is more vibrant than us, but they did not take any substantial raise. Then you tell me, how do you justify Jamaica to compare with them, right? That we are not performing as they are performing, but yet we are paying as it relates to the level of strain and pressure and inflation on the Jamaican people back. Andrew Holness, you have no fucking heart in your stomach. No heart in your stomach. 200 and 300% raise.
200%.
Inflation,
Yes.
that is killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what you said? You said, yes, they deserve the raise because they will have a better performance. Now, let me ask you about this now, Andrew Holness. You said that to justify the 200 and 300% raise, right? It is going to lead to a better performance. Let me ask you, how crime is doing, Andrew Holness? How crime is doing as it relates to Horace Chang tenure? I tell you, Andrew Holness, any mathematician right now in the chat would understand when we speak about a bar graph. To measure your performance between 2012 to 2015 when Portia Simpson ended and where the Jamaica Labour Party took it up from 2016 until now, and you compare on the bar graph, what would you see, Andrew Holness? You know the answer. Nigel Clark, who talk about algorithm. You do a bar graph and present it to the Jamaican people. You're coming out chatting bullshit. You coming out chatting bullshit. You use that bar graph and present it as it relates to the two governance, and you will see that Horace Chang is a callous failure. We will see that the Jamaica Labour Party is a callous failure. So then let me ask you, how do you justify the 200 and 300% raise, Mr. Vampire? Mr. Count Dracula, how do you justify that? And at the same time, in comparison with other Caribbean countries, they are not seeing the murder rate like what we are seeing. And yet, you decide to take 200 and 300% raise and try to justify it to the Jamaican people. Let me tell you something, you are going to be burned at the stake. And when we say burn at the stake, what do I mean? You are going to be voted out by a landslide victory that has never been seen in Jamaica. The people leave you, Andrew Holness. So let me say this to you, Andrew Holness, in finishing and eat back to our next Titan. The amount of drugs with your drug baron and your portion of PSOJ who involved in drug transshipment. The amount of money, if you have a sea of money, it cannot save you into this general election. The people left you. The love of the Jamaican people leave you alone because they know that you are dark evil. And I yield back to our next title.
I must stop and give back to her right now because there is, hey, my people, let me tell you something. Our people, you see me the Titans. Remember, you know, yes, sir, run your sir. And the real hard knocker, them around your sir, run your sir. And by the way, December, around the 8th of December, when I say Titans and family, the Titans in Toronto, you know. The Titans, you know. The Titans. Yes, around the 8th. 8 around December or somebody. Yes. The 30th, before I mash up the place, the 30th, you know, say Rattigana keep film thing there. You have the march in New York. We know the one I'm not gonna go out, you know, because endorsement to them. I'm gonna play something for you. Watch.
Concert.
Here it is.
Well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert.
One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation invites all Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica to raise our voices in protest against corruption, crime, poverty, failed health care, poor education, and more injustice taking place in Jamaica. This takes place on Friday, August the 30th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this takes place at the Jamaican Consulate at the corner of East 41st Street and 2nd Avenue in Manhattan, New York. Remember, all Jamaicans and all friends of Jamaica, come and raise your voices in protest against all injustices taking place in Jamaica. Let's all come out in support to make Jamaica a better place.
All right. See there? I remember I was telling you, and well, the 31st, so we are back to school treat in the place. We have to do that, and then we have you have to come cruise with us, The 8th of September, so we always keep, we cruise there out on the lake. Yeah, man, we cruise out there, the best of music and everything. People, them always there, And then we have the 80s, 90s, in November. But you see the 8th, come on, the Earth Strong, and December, so, for the first, so shall keep this thing, but the 8th and the Titans and family. Live in living color. So you know what that go. Toronto no good again. You understand? We don't put up that man, you can see the Titans. Run after we not play. So no look out for that. Right? Alright, let me say something now. What I'm a JP, let me tell you this. Come me have a liar, sister does snap me up on some of my police brethren and I be things around this. Right? And catch his booty. I tell you, one of my police brethren just say, yeah, man, that is 3 beat. You say, if we tell you, say, we know the law. Yes. So if we tell you, catch his bully, after my police brethren tell you, because them know you and they know you catch his bully. Same. So if we tell you, say, we know the law, the man them with the cocaine to get charged. No joke about it. And you can't say them not get charged because who know up there? You. Tell two senior man. Two senior so they must release the name, not even in the book. The name they can't look for the name them, But two men know the one we get deep because we know people know him. And when we get deep and we know them call them trees. The one will come from downtown there, the barber. And me have people know him too, man. See? And then the police for your own. Know about him too, man. See? And we are waiting for the two names, so we are drawing them out. And we know who them connect to, because them connect to member of parliament, well, minister. Are big boys. So yeah, try to cover up on this way you do all the time. See? Let me do the next one down. So this I come from inside too. See? We are moving the president commissioner that I Google too. So them want to move him and put the man from up a camp. Yeah? Yeah. Because the man name, I can draw back him name again. You remember the one where in the key car killing, I even want to put commissioner, because I go to what list. And by the way, Andrew, when a commissioner I leave, even if sick or something, the nation knows, say, man, the man do acting commissioner and just disappear like that. Because after them, no sense, Him just disappear, no man has done nothing. Same like when Andrew travel and thing, them break all the one of them kind of little thing where them just get up and travel and nobody knows them. It's wrong. It's wrong. Mr. Malaya sister just write me to, Mr. McCann see what she just sent to me. Because everybody write one time, You see it? Or long. Yeah, man. Okay. I'm not going to read out this right now with it long, so we're soon going to run through that. So I tell you what I'm going on, so because we have to hold them accountable. I'm going to tell you again. The man them supposed to get charged. Supposed to, because I say a lawyer talk to observer. I can't remember where I knocked them in. Saying arrow, saying mistake, like I knocked them.
Yeah.
I call out the local paper. And them come out now and ask them, by the way, before me even give that, let me play what Tumblerbug said in the speech yesterday. She said, you must ask her nothing about the who dead, She said, what I'm out. She hear that. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, August 14, 2024, and today we're doing a special briefing to update Jamaica on the status of the investigations and actions being taken by the government in response to the crime that took place on Sunday, where we had 8 Jamaicans losing their lives senselessly in Cherry Lane in Four Paths, Clarendon. This morning, we have the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. We have the Honourable Dr. Horace Chang, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security.
People, so yeah.
Dr. McCoy, our Attorney General, is also here. Vice Admiral Antoinette Weems-Gorman, our Chief of Defence Staff. Mr. Fitz Bailey, our Acting Commissioner of Police. Other guests, and lots of members of the media. I see a lot of media celebrities are here today. We welcome all members of the media, the old faithfuls, as we'd call them, who are always here for these briefings, and those who are especially here today. This morning, we are going to be going through these updates in our usual order. First, we'll have DCP Bailey, who is Acting Commissioner of Police. He'll give us an update on the status of the investigations, and he will be followed right after by our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Chang, who will speak to states of emergencies and other measures being taken, and then we will have the Prime Minister, the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, will be speaking to us about generally where things are, where we're going, and some of the other initiatives that are being taken by the government of Jamaica. After that, there'll be time for questions from the media. I again note that we're requesting that each person, there are lots of you here today, that each person does one question related to this matter. Today we are speaking about what happened in Clarendon and the status of the...
Relating to the matter, oh, you talk about what in a Carolina, you can't ask journalists to tell you that. So you run from the court things, so cover them with it. You understand? Me just get some things from in a Trinani, up in a Trinani, they down the black. But me show now me just show now clippings. I show now clippings fast, because tomorrow I'm going to show you this. When I forget this, go down the black end. So we can go now a quick little snap at the hour one. Can be some things that go on in them for sure now little thing. Yeah. Let me say me can take down something else. Yeah, man, I'm sure now look a quick little thing from yourself. Okay, let me see that one. Yeah, man, look wonderful, man, wonderful. All right, make that one open this. That one open this, so. I'm going to show now the clippings, but I'm not open yet. Open it. Yes, man. All right, make a go and deal with this meanwhile that one open. Right? You hear what she does say? She want to send you a tablet. She don't want you to talk about the coke. And when I say to you again, people, you see them coke thing, yeah? It cause, I remember it cause double of the crime of going to Jamaica, number one. I carrying gun to them carrying gun. Seems like when them carrying too much coke, you know, it's a big boy things. And as I said before, when you hear 76 million US, let me show you something about them US, right? Because just look for 1 million US. Well, look for 1 million US. I mean, 76, you know, 1 million US. Let me just see this. But just want to see the amount, you know, for 1 million US, because I know the biggest denomination with $100 bill, right? So I look for $100 bill. I could look for 1 million US. Remember just find it, look. Right? Now, it's a 1 million US. Just look on this. $100 bill there, right? Million US. You know, it's 76, you know. Just think of 76 there. Right? I'm not putting $20 note and not deny. Eh? Just this, look on that. Is that you look on him and wait there, you know, $1 million, right? $1 million. You just imagine $76 million to come out of Jamaica for go to Colombia where you go, because you have to pay the man. Or 80 million US. You have to have private jet. Then you have to care about the coke. And then you have to carry to the base where you want to put it. You know, to say, well, is that well iron machine or some criminal or some drugs baron within the PSO jail. Don't ask them. Are within government, are within the hierarchy in the police force.
Definitely.
Because you could never move with a constable. Them kick with people and then go to prison and things like that. Because when you see people in them commissioner class, you now question them what kind of car them a drive. If them a move with a truck with jobs. Because remember, you know, they have just think about over 5,000 pounds of flour for you carry it. You see, you have to carry it in a something big down. And the same thing with the drugs, brother. A 5,000 pound it way. A 5,000 pound it way. See? So it's enough. And if you go get 5,000 pound of coke to go pack up in a place, if you can carry $70 million go a drugs man go pay, and him not kill you and take your money, that means you do business with them long time. Them trust you. Them trust you.
Exactly.
You're not going to use your money. You find yourself with 100 million. You all of a sudden you just find the drugs man them out of the blues and just take up 76 million a year dollar. Your money. US, you know, 12 billion Jamaican. Where can we carry that so? I fly, go buy drugs. I said you with it and nobody not take it when them nobody feel. And the drugs come. You pay for your drugs. You have to pay for your drugs first. And it come and it reach at the house, that means it come through the more the court port, because to come through Norman man then a little bit of drug start. It come down after, you know, because them control what them are control. And then send the big police boy them and them escort. Because nobody no give them talk. You still a constable can't charge you, you know. But you know, want to test him at all, boy, you have to him pan 13. And then big boy they run away. Because remember in the Jamaica run like a gang, you know. The IAA and the police they run like a gang, like a mafia, like the facts and them things, they see. Them now run a police force, a criminal force. Them want to take up man like James and like Llewellyn and them people and put up their stuff. And then you clean the place. You know Llewellyn with the charge, the big boy. You know, see them thinking the Sergeant Llewellyn, man.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Man, him and the other one named Fabs. And then they charge Fabs and then give him back in job for one day that them can pay. And then Llewellyn, a good police that I'm thinking about copy. The people of Jamaica to resist this. And me, I tell them again, there is nowhere, Bangalore. And by the way, you see the 300% of you that's about Byron?
Yes.
200% and 300%. You know why them use them money, them have too much money. So it's that weird to make it look like you balance a thing because no somewhere or the other, you know. And you look up here, can't show up that. So you wonder, I want them to win and say, well, I'm a peer when I work a year, me get too much million. It's not show up, brother. That's a cover.
Yes.
So just money enough time more than that a million plus kickbacks and things with them. Yeah. Them can't treat nobody. Who go buy them drugs and have them drugs? Them are drugs burning in Jamaica. Them are not looking on them. I'm going to tell you something about get to youth. You can't know when I get to youth, just make money, you know. You know? If you live, me and do all I will, live in a ghetto, I will live in at some two little, you know, plyboard sitting on them things. Then we have a proper bed, we have a little piece of sponge each and in our room and you know one little TV and we have a thief two little light and go up and buy a little pound of flour and piece and some little chicken back or some butter. If my money start dropping a year and people know. Me not talk no big money because if you get the money you raise and get even 100. Say you make $1 million, people know. You want to buy something. You want to fix up your house. And you want a little old car or something. Them are know. And if you have a 2 million Jamaican, them are going to see something because you get a car, you know what's the time when you never drive. And then you got to try to fix up your house to make it look like a little house. You can't carry uptown, you know. But them are going to say you spend the money. You think any one of them you that strong in this 76 million US or 12 billion that are strong in that? Them live long time. Saying you not see them money. And by the way, them they not touch the banking system. So a big war, big police and the one of them behind is an organized syndicate of people who now look up at about them a law enforcement and them not break law. Them are fucking criminal. Exactly. Them are side with them coke. Exactly. Because when you look on the amount of people that in the US alone after coke, oh you have a family, you mash up so much family. They are eating in Jamaica too. Eh? And them have money but them can't spend, you know. And them can't carry to them, you know. Bush Stewart, they didn't carry anything with him. Him have dollar sandals. Don't them just bury him. Right now, maybe a tree go trim back. Nobody now lift him up and dig him up again. Him no good. Him now not used to them now. He don't have in bedroom, not even one, no care look pretty and nice. See? So they end in a man, the one we are in there, so. Minister, where we are live, sir, you know. But these guys and Judge Baron, them just live and they get the youth and kill them out. And then them have a massacre country that Biden have to come out and not mind saying, read it, Mr. To the one I want to have it right, I say, I can't read it. Just read what Biden in name Jamaica, in name Haiti, Dominican Republic, and two other places, them are jokes then.
Yeah, of course.
Quote it in the paper, just look on it. We have the thing from in Washington, it there too.
Yeah, man, you're right.
And the man, them don't cut it down. They make it worse. And as I said before, you want to take your money and go buy 76 million of drug worth of cocaine. And you don't have no buy a feet. That means you have ship, you have to court long time. Because if a man talk to you for you, even spend 50,000 US. You don't want your foot in or foot out. And I tell you think you have to go to $70 million? What are drugs? That means you have to wait for your drugs long time. See? That means you and them good to that, because them not kill you. Them not take your money. You couldn't say you do it for the first time and run a risk with your hard-earned money for hard-earned money. And dirty money them are spend.
Yes.
Them are wash money. And they take it back, get to youth, we know it, you know. We are all them accountable. And when I come out for this night, I know.
No, not at all.
Release them people and name, you know. I will pressure them because we are called from US Embassy, Canadian Embassy, Britain Embassy. When we are asked to do for me, it's still like them talk about SO, yeah, about them a fight crime. Them ya are the epidemic, them ya are the root of crime.
Exactly.
Them are the epicenter of crime, the cocaine. I'm a man of people that kill.
True.
So we are asked US, see America not send over this, I will not train. If we can just come to Jamaica for me, leave the get alone. March go uptown. From the Prime Minister up to the Governor General, you have a searching. And I'm telling it. Everywhere you have a search because court everywhere now. We no business. So you have to go search, do one of the uptown people then place to me. The amount of coke couldn't find it enough than the back fight where they are Jamaica right now. Because I pay a court baron, I've seen it a mass of people every year. And they're in the place because nobody gets real. But you come for the little youth and destroy them. I'm going to say again, the people are hardcore druggists. They are hardcore drug baron. Because you will never have your money like that. And then you fly, and them have all the route or them come in. Can you carry coke, carry go, they carry everything. You know? That's why them deny yet to put the third airport, I call it international airport. And we to apply. You notice original flight them have. Then go Kirk and Caicos collect money, come back. Police, them tell police to turn him head in no business. You find drugs down them no business. Them fly in a them place, then come there so. And just come out and them all right. Everybody turn a blind. I them know who them put there for work. You see what them do? So front of your face, and the big boy them use it mostly, and politician. And them use it. And then them use the big boy them, but say them a big police where them go, you can't stop them. So the man, them are not police or not, man. Them for go prison like 9 years, man. Them for come take them out, man.
Criminal
take them out, man, and sweep the place. Not too way about it, because them not clean. None of them. Yes, Arrow.
You know, as I sit here and I listen to all of you guys, and I said, everything that you do in this life, always remember that there's a consequence behind it.
True.
That you have to face up to. And we are looking at the birth of all of this corruption. And all this corruption come about by its birth. And it's when 2012, when Bruce Golding and the Jamaica Labour Party wrecked Jamaica, wrecked the economy, and a Portia Simpson Miller come in and walk and beg and plead all over the world. After hardly shot, they miss about 12 or 13 IMF deadline. IMF now have nothing to do with Jamaica again. And Prosher and Peter Phillips bring back the economy. Jamaica was on the verge of moving to another level. And the people of Jamaica turned their back on Portia Simpson Miller and elect this con artist. And because of the way how the Jamaican people deal with her, dunce, can't have pitney, you're not educated, you're not this, you're not that. I'm pushing Andrew Holness. And because of that, Jamaica have to suffer. May I talk tonight? It may sound away.
You're on the right track, Aaron.
It may sound away. But Jamaica have to suffer.
You're on the right track.
To want to do Portia Simpson Miller. Because she come and she take up the pieces and she fit it back. And Jamaica was on the verge of to the next level. I want to make this man come and sell no lies. I want to buy into it and diss her. So you don't have to go through a storm. You don't have to go through a hurricane. You don't have to go through the desert. Because everything that you do in this life, you must face up to your consequence. The consequence that you're facing to know is a hard and tough one. But you know what? You know what? Uno can make it right. Uno can make it right. And the only way that the Jamaican people can make it right this time around is nothing but a landslide victory. Because if you don't give the People's National Party a landslide victory, so that the Jamaica Labour Party cannot interfere with the process. So when the rules and law lay down, why have you got jump short pants, jump pants without belt, slippers like them little dirty boy? That's the only way you can redeem yourself. Because of what you did to the lady. Mean nothing but good for Jamaica. All the members on my panels here know what she have done. They know when take Jamaica out after Bruce Golding administration wreck Jamaica economy.
True.
And she resurrected the economy. And Jamaica was on a point to take off. And the people of Jamaica reject the woman. All manner of evil. Style her, diss her. And the man was saying, promising no bitter medicine. Because first in a 2012, when he say, you know, if you go drink eucalyptus oil, you know. And that him promised in 2012 when Portia busting ass. And the bitter medicine, it will not face you now. Because everything that a individual do in this life, remember, there's a consequence waiting ahead for you. But come next year, redemption is drawing near. And you can resurrect on yourself. And as I stated before, nothing less than a landslide victory. So even if they try to steal it, it will never work because the margin of the victory is so wide that no matter what they do, them can't face, them can't run from it. Make it right for the wrong want to do to Prussia and the People's National Party. The ball is in your hand. That's all I'm saying.
Let me take on the button, Aromatic. Wayne, now make a permission for pivot.
Yeah,
right?
man, yes.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah,
I
man, go.
tell you that what Aromatic touch, and I'm asking people that you can go and research after what Aromatic said, 110% facts. But I am going to say this. Pontius Pilate asked the people,
Yeah.
which
Right.
of them should I relieve? The people who clothed with ignorance,
Yeah.
ignorance, unaware of truth and reconciliation. They said, give us Barabbas,
Give you the thief,
crucify.
the righteous man.
You know, what Aro just said hit home to me. And let me explain it. You know, PJ Patterson carved out a pathway for Jamaica. And let me now explain to people, go back in terms of refuting what people said when they said both PNP and JLP, Chuck, they are the same thing.
Foolishness.
Utter.
Foolishness.
Any people, any person who have an understanding of the political history of how the parties form in Jamaica and say that the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party are the same thing, they lack a wide range of knowledge. So let me get into what I'm saying. The first party to exist in Jamaica political history during colonial time is the PPP, the Marcus Garvey, who has the first political party established. And after that, created the People's National Party, who brought us, as it relates to fighting for adult suffrage, where we can participate in the electoral process.
Make them know, just explain to them, say, we couldn't vote one at a time if we have property and a businessman. And
yes, well,
Article 4, Sir Norman Monday, come to that.
Exactly.
So,
and that was what
they take some less. Continue.
Yes. Thank you for Wayne. So that is what we call about adult suffrage in terms of persons who were unable to vote, as what Wayne said. You have to be landowners and so forth in terms of enable you to vote. And so then, of course, Daddy Norman Manley, right, fought as it relates to gaining adult suffrage, bringing now that we can participate in the electoral process. Some idiot on social media that talk about GLP, you understand, carry people through, and that's the level of ignorance. But let us forget them and deal with history that is written and recorded.
Yes.
Now, Michael Manley carry on the message of Norman Manley. We're going to teach them tonight, because let me tell you something. Every person here on the panel, that's what, look here. When we choose the Titans, you know, right? Don't think say we use that as a perfect strategy.
Of course.
And so then you understand we are here. Now watch this now. Too much of ourselves, we now really, you understand. I prefer to have people talk about us as opposed to we talk about ourselves. Now watch this. Norman Manley carried a message to his son, Michael Manley, as it relates to democratic socialism. What democratic socialism means? Equal rights and justice. Equal rights. Justice for all Jamaican people to be a stakeholder within the economy. Working for the economy and the economy working for you, and everyone has equal rights and opportunity, equal opportunity. What does that mean? So Michael Manley recognized the plight of the people. And Michael Manley understand that at the time the system was unbalanced, where the elite have it all and have all the opportunity. So Michael Manley said, no, we cannot continue like this. Michael Manley went up against crony capitalism. And so then what Michael Manley did? Michael Manley increased the bauxite levy. Why did Michael Manley increase the bauxite levy? Michael Manley increased the bauxite levy because Michael Manley, right, said that before our people can move forward in terms of building our generation, you have to be educated. And so then, Michael Manley, who believed in that strength, make sure that the bauxite levy was increased. Capital cronyism go against him as it relates to Edward Seaga and the vampire elite or the structuralism at the time. They went up against Michael Manley in a bitter way. The IMF, the International Monetary Fund, right, take the likes and equal with Edward Seaga. And so then when Michael Manley was moving with the progress, challenging, you understand, as it relates to the big national companies, right, the United States companies, right, as it relates to increase the bauxite levy. What did that do for us, Jamaican people? Get back to your knowledge. What that had done for us was tremendous as it relates to now we can afford to have quality education up to tertiary level. Guess what? Capital cronyism didn't like that. Didn't want that. Because the black people was moving too progressively. Let me give you a quick reflection. That's why in the United States, they burned down the Black Wall Street. For people who want to Google that and realize the black community who moved to a powerful success, crony capitalism burned down the city.
Burn it down bad and kill a lot of people too.
Burn down the city and kill a lot of people. Crony capitalism within the Jamaica Labour Party, conservatism, capitalism. So people need to understand how it works and how it shapes and how it forms. Right? And that's why Jamaica Labour Party is conservative. Jamaica Labour Party is capitalist. And guess what? They have not hidden it. Right? They have not hidden it. So then, the powerful move as it relates to when Jamaica economy was rising, and for all those economists who want to speak, we remember when we were practicing the economic model in the Michael Manley era. What was the economic model that we were practicing? we were practicing what we call mixed economy. What that means? It means that the private sector, right, and the government meet at the table and make decisions equally to benefit everyone. And then in those times, you have the price control and so forth, right? And so then people have to sell within the price mark. But guess what? We move out of that, right? And we go closer to crony capitalism, killing.
Before you move out of that, give a little more credit to Michael for even the older people. Then when them come and say, no, we're not leave it up to go grade, but I'll give you education. Drop pajama.
Yes.
And then the training when put in, and then school. Because before you know, you have the two-shift system come in.
Exactly.
And then every child have to learn. So man, they set the place. You know, a lot of me have brand sites come out the other day and say, man, they make him reach there.
Exactly.
That's the judge, you know, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Continue. So the man, they really set the thing.
Exactly.
For me, you know, for the less fortunate. Okay?
All right.
Continue.
So we are teaching tonight those people who talk about PNP and JLP are the same thing. We are showing them that they are far different parties.
Yeah.
People's National Party deal with upward mobility. You understand? And nation building. And so then, after Michael Manley era, in terms of all what Michael Manley fought for to set in Jamaica a path, right? Of course, Edward Seaga tried to burn it down. Burn it down. The wickedness and the cruelty that he had done. You understand? Go to the IMF and let IMF stop 50% of the funding. People, everything what I'm saying, all you need to do, just check and say, okay, let me see if Mystic Sensation is telling lie. Just type in this into your Google Drive, Google search engine right now. In 1980, the IMF stopped 50% of the loan. Type it in and read upon it. So then let us move on while people are doing that, because we don't look, when we speak truth, we speak facts. And so then what happened is that, yes, Edward Phillips Seaga run a propaganda as what Andrew Wallace is doing, learning from his father, his political father. Run propaganda that Michael Manley was going communist. And so then, they plan to destroy Michael Manley. Didn't want to see black people, right, inherit and move forward in nation building. However, let us just move and to connect what Aromatic just said, because Aromatic just strike a card, right, as it relates to my cranium. Now, when PJ Patterson, get this, PJ Patterson sent certain fundamental foundation, right? And that is one of the reasons why PJ Patterson hold them out for 18 years in the wilderness. They should have remained there to eat locusts, right? Now,
sorry, Byron, but not the wilderness. And by the way, don't just make us just turn over Seaga. See, I could give him thing now, because 1983, the IMF tell him I move the dollar from 1 to 3 something. And that's why I call him the call a stop election. And man, don't contest it. Because they think they never right and never contest it. Then him lock down JIS, lock down some lock down a lot of things for please them out of the country. And by this thing done with a tertiary education thing there.
Exactly.
You take a university free, him chop it too.
Yes.
Right? No, the one of this today, you know. So
all
when
right.
we come back to free education, if it's a free education Monday, then they have it, and Monday bring it in the 70s.
All right. But look at our way. When PJ Patterson move the nation forward, right? What PJ Patterson had achieved was to win us free from the IMF. People, I want you to Google that.
Yeah, indeed, the IMF.
PJ Patterson paid off all the IMF debt, and set us free. Set us free. Now, where I am going to step into is where Aromatic just finished. When PJ Patterson set us free from the IMF. He had given Bruce Golding a platform of success. What did Bruce Golding have done? Sunk the ship. Bruce Golding sold most of Jamaican assets. I hear a lot of people talking about PJ Patterson sold Air Jamaica. PJ Patterson sells sugar. PJ Patterson. Google search and you will see what happened. It is Bruce Golding who had divested most of Jamaican assets. Go and do your Google search and it will tell you it is Bruce Golding who had divested most of that. Now, not only that, Bruce Golding went and reconnect Jamaica back to the IMF. Yes, and when he had gotten the IMF, then of course, they put him on some austerity measures. Did he succeed or he failed? Bruce Golding failed miserably. Miserably. And then you know what? The IMF turned totally away from Jamaica. And didn't want to assist Jamaica in any economic means.
Well, under Byron, please and thanks. All right. Those now, you say, I'm getting for winning at 2007.
Yes.
I went in with them traffic, that thing that we then say about the money and the paper bag.
Traffic guru.
Yeah. That was not scandal and not matter. That was a so this is what him do. And by the way, them coming by 2009, them have the highest murder rate on him watch.
Yes.
The highest 2009, that is 1,683.
Yes.
And the White House, remember when the government spent 150 US million, 150, yeah, around 100 million US, right? Them have been the White House, Sanders White House, and then put like 30. Now, him take it instead of when thing the same carry him go court, him take it and him give the White House, him give it to Sanders, him give it to Bush Stewart.
Yes.
So Bush and the film part and mash the place too. You understand? Continue on Titans.
Hold on there. Byron, hold on there. Yeah, you see, remember your point, my brother, but I don't want to forget.
Yes.
You touched the 18 years.
Yes.
Of PJ Patterson.
Yes.
Do you know that 18 years was a blessing in disguise for Jamaica?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, sir. That's why we are touching.
When you look at 2007 to 2012, the destruction of Bruce Golding do. And when you look on 2016 to current, the destruction what Andrew Holness do. Just imagine if in another 18 years that the Jamaica Labour Party when coming in another 18 years, what would happen to it? Continue, my brother.
Flatline. Okay, very good, Arrow. So what PJ had done was to win us away from the IMF, right? Now, Bruce Golding had brought us back into the IMF. Because you see, when you have leaders who don't have any innovation, who don't have any sort of well-thinking, right, economic measures, you understand, to grow the economy, then you're going to have a situation like that. And so then Bruce Golding proceeded to the root of the IMF, right, borrow the IMF money and fail as it relates to the austerity measures that IMF placed on the country. As a result of that, the IMF turned its back on the country. Right now, the country is in deep, dark days. Now, under the Bruce Golding government, what used to run things was the drugs. And so then that is how now the United States engaged because of how the Jamaica Labour Party, right, associated with Drug Dan, who used to carry the drug ship all over the place. That is what now caught them up with the United States. And where now an extradition was issued now for Dudus. Now, as a result of that, it sinks Bruce Golding government in terms of the covering up and trying now to suppress, right, the extradition request that United States put out for Dudus, right? Now, let us move further than that. Now, we have seen where the Bruce Golding government, as what Wayne said, because look, listen, the Titans are manlyites, you know, if you understand. So we have the history in our cranium. Now, what Bruce Golding had done as it relates to him wrecking the economy, damaging the economy, you understand, and where he forced to resign as a result of the consequences coming down on him, right? He under pressure. He has to resign, right? Because in 2009, Jamaica now was listed as the most corrupted country within the Caribbean. If you look on the corruption index in 2009, that was the year under Bruce Golding where the corruption index dropped the worst as it relates to going at 30. The worst and the history of the corruption index ever since. Now, let me give you some true history now. So now remember, now we have Bruce Golding government, right, facing that circumstances, corruption index, right, drop them from 30. Because how you measure on the corruption index, anything below 50, they consider that to be corrupted. Anything above 50 is good. So I just want to give you the toolbar for you to understand, right, as it relates to anything below 50 is corrupted. Anything above 50, right, is good. So in 2009, Jamaica dropped 30 ever on the corruption index under Bruce Golding as a result of the level of corruption that landed Jamaica on the corruption index to 30. Now, of all the beautiful things that we want to hear in politics and the best history that's full of meat and richness is Portia Simpson. Now, knowing to the fact that Portia Simpson's political career has to begin with one that has to utilize the best strategy to put the country back into a favorable position on the map. Because remember now that Bruce Golding wrecked the economy.
Yes.
So of all the political history in terms of vibrancy and taking out an economy from way in the pit of hell to bring that economy up to surface was rest on the responsibility of two persons in the People's National Party. One, Portia Simpson, the leader, and Peter Phillips. Now, knowing to the fact that when Portia Simpson took over in 2012, the IMF has gone, left us. What Portia Simpson had done has to go and have diplomatic communications with the IMF, right? And as such, right, the IMF, right, had given us a thin line to walk with strong austerity measures. So let me explain it to you. One of the austerity measures was to the fact that Portia Simpson couldn't raise civil workers' pay, right? They have to burn their belly, right? I want people to remember this, you know, right? So wage freeze was a must, was one of the austerity measures to bring back the economy in line after Bruce Golding crushed it. Now, what happened with Mama P? Mama P, wonderful Mama P, the angel of Jamaica. Indeed, the most powerful politician, a woman with balls. Have you ever heard that? A woman with balls, true balls. Mama Portia Simpson Miller, a woman with
Real.
balls. Let me tell you what Portia Simpson had done. Portia Simpson had corrected the wrong of Bruce Golan. Corrected the wrong of Bruce Golan. And Peter Phillips shaped back the economy. Right? Utilized within the austerity measures that the IMF applauded Portia Simpson in 2014. Applauded Portia Simpson because the world at the time did not believe that Jamaica was going to survive under the austerity measures. They believed that Jamaica was going to sink. But when the IMF realized that Mama Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips bring back this economy, Portia Simpson passed 8 consecutive IMF tests. People go and Google this. Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips passed 8 consecutive IMF tests that even the very IMF so prize as it relates to Portia Simpson's success. Now here we are today.
Exactly.
Here we are today. I want people to research. Meanwhile, I'm talking in no arrow. I want people to Google me, you know. You understand?
Which is right.
Put me on the spot. Right?
Yeah.
Drop this tonight. Drop this. I always drop in something. Just drop this tonight. Remember, you know, them depart for the IMF text, you know, Bruce. And remember, Andrew Wallace was a minister. I go on with him and him as a minister of education, he would have read as an advisor in a Bruce cabinet. So the one of the minions that did go on that do them anky-panky to same way. So now leave them out. And by the way, when Mama Pierre do that, you know, Andrew come with basket and black and panel. Exactly. But you for pass the people them test after pass up the thing. But through the PMP, they more do action more than PR, some little dirty PR. And that's Andrew them good for. Do PR and tell lie. And trick people.
Exactly.
It's not get wrong yet, so.
Yeah, not get a blood and skirt.
No. I mean, we are here. You understand? I mean, Lied, they are right now. Barrow, they are right now. William, they are right now. And Mystic, they are right now. They are telling them, say, Lied, control the east. Arrow, control the west. Lonesome, control the north. Mystic, control the south. Oh, they're going to pass. They can't pass. And we
cross the border.
Educate and teach because we have the history. This is Manlyites, the righteous up. Manlyites giving it to you. Right?
Exactly.
So when we tell them, say, look, Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips done the groundwork, laid the red carpet, right? And here we have the thief in the night, the pirate of the Caribbean Sea, the criminal indeed, Jack the Ripper, coming.
Don't leave the lie. No, please and thanks. The liar man will ever walk the face of the earth.
Oh my God. A narcissist.
Right.
Lie to your face. And you know what? The undermining of the Jamaican intellect, as if we are not sensible. That he is going to stand and steer us and continue to give his bare-faced lie.
Yeah.
One of which when he speak, that when People's National Party in power, the crime go up, up, up. And so then you disrespect the Jamaican people intellect. The Jamaican people intellect. And not only that, you disrespect the Jamaican people intellect, you undermine us. Because you believe that the internet is not around. Do you believe that we are unable to search for the truth? Eh?
Brother,
just like that when people It is on the
Look at this,
Jamaica
man. Don't move.
constabulary.
Look at this. Look at this.
Okay. Show them where.
And
Me like
this is 2015. Look at Bush Simpson thing. If the crime gone up. I know Andrew can't touch this. Bruce have the highest one in the land, you know. Bruce. Me tell you that.
What right this up? Look at
Look that. Look on that.
Yes.
What that say?
2012 to 2015, Mama Portia.
Yeah.
2012, 1,102.
Yes.
2013, 1,202.
Yes.
2014, 1,005.
Yes.
2015, 1,208. No, show Andrew Wellness now.
See Andrew, yeah?
No, 2016. 2016, 1,354. 2017, 1,647.
This is the third. Byron.
287.
This is the lowest thing ever go. This is the third highest murder rate in the history of Jamaica.
1,647. People, here's
and this is the lowest thing go. But the Mama PIS, when it's going up. 1,287. That is 79 more murder commit. It passed Mama PIS. Mama PIS at 1,208. Ima 1,208 here. Look here. Continue. See that?
All right. So, and let me give the information that is not on there. 2021. Yeah, 2021 and 2022. Remember when that the crime rate went into 1,400.
Yeah, 1,523, 1,511. So right. Kind of 1,000. The last year, 1,511. See, Bruce Wall, remember those kids, my dreams and Bruce Wall. So when them talk about crime, don't follow him. In the beat, Mama P. See, Bruce Wall, let me go to a Bruce. I'm going to go and I go 62. See them, they're 72. See, man, the time, they're 100 and you see it? So nothing. And so, all right. Go through this. Let me show you the second highest. All right, right? That's a 2005. 2005 are the second highest. The third highest upon theme, 1,600. But look at this now. 2008, you see, Bruce, 2007 are theme, you know, I'm going from thing, the 2007 are theme, 1,500. Then 2008, 1,611. You see something like 2009. Let me show it good. See 2009. Let me show it. 2009. Look at 2009. 1,683. That is the highest in Jamaica history. These are the highest in Jamaica history. 1,683. Just take it on Pambu's watch. Andrew was here. So the second highest of 2005, the third highest upon Andrew on his watch. 1,640. You understand? See that one there? Yes. 4, 5, 1674. Ima 1683. 1683. Bruce have the highest murder rate in the history of Jamaica. Andrew have the third highest. So. And then Ima Andrew have the fourth, the 56. Come right back. So when them say murder garbage, it's right. Here.
So
continue, Titans.
Yeah. So when people are talking about PNP and GLP are the same, no man. Go back and read through the history, man. Go and look through your political history, man. You have Google search engine. You have Yahoo where you can search up the information. You understand before you come out and speak. You understand what I'm saying? Ignorance is no excuse in our political process in this time, right? Because what we want to inform people. We are responsible to save our Jamaican people from a destructive path that is leading by Andrew Holness. Very destructive and very lethal to our Jamaican people. So we are here, right, to guide you. We are like the shepherd, of course, making sure that we are protecting our sheep. You understand? Making sure that we are guiding them to the right pasture. So then, having said that, now, we have seen Andrew Holness-led government came into power, tricking the people, right? Pretending that he's one of them, right? Telling lies at one point that he grew up into a one-bedroom, you know that going on. And then in a different campaign, his two-bedroom. So by from the onset, you have done know that this man was a political liar, a political canartist, but the Jamaican people weren't listening properly.
Exactly.
Right? They weren't listening properly on the political campaign.
Yep.
How can this man in one political campaign live in one bedroom with his family? And then in another political campaign, it is two-bedroom. You understand, with his family. Notice every time that Andrew speaking and want to convince and send home his message, he always come up with all sort of shitting analogy.
Right.
He always come up to talk about how a little boy tell him that he wished that it would be the JLP staying power. Come on.
Storyteller, man.
Storyteller and nonsense and lie and bullshit. You understand me? I say, this is the work of criminals. That's what they do. Three-card men. They are three-card men. You understand? Playing trickery on the people's mind. And so then when you see that level of trickery, we have to call them out. Now, if the Prime Minister, right, was good in character, solid in character, right, and want to lead the Jamaican people on a good path, the Prime Minister would have made example of himself so that one can follow. A good leader is going to lead by example. So then, if a leader is not leading by example, obviously that person is a criminal. Now let me show you the example. Example number one, to show you that Andrew Holness was not committed to the cause of nation building. When Andrew Holness won, Andrew Holness already decided, already planned, premeditated, influence his team of members of parliament not to sign the code of conduct. Let us reason tonight, people. If you represent truthfulness, if you represent checks and balance, if you represent most of all transparency, then why? Why you don't sign the code of conduct or influence your men to sign the code of conduct? The question, why would you refuse to sign the code of conduct? And why you influence your men to sign the code of conduct? Let me tell the people why. Because I know why. I know why. Andrew Holness, between the window of 2006 to 2009, involved in ultimate corruption. And so then Andrew Holness signing that code of conduct would be convicting himself. He would be now asking for self-indictment. You understand what I'm saying? Because he knew very well that between the window 2006 to 2009, he was corrupted. He knew that. Now, if you have someone who is not corrupted and clean and want nation building like a Mark Golding sign the code of conduct. Why? Because Mark Golding want checks and balance.
True.
Andrew Holness refused to sign the code of conduct. Why? Because Andrew Holness doesn't want checks and balance. Now, let us move on. Now, goes back to 2009 after on the corruption index where Bruce Golding took the country in a spiral downward in corruption as it relates to carry the corruption index to 30 under the Jamaica Labour Party, the worst under, right, as it relates to the corruption index. Look what happened and read the history now, people. When Portia Simpson goes in power and Peter Phillips goes in power, Mama P clean up the economic situations as it relates to the IMF. Not only that, you know who Mama P get? Mama P got who we call Mark Golding. What did Mark Golding do? I want to ask all of you, what did Mark Golding do? Let me tell you what Mark Golding did. Mark Golding, recognizing the corruption amongst corrupted politicians, Mark Golding drafted the Integrity Commission Act. Yes, people. Mark Golding drafted the Integrity Commission Act. I want people to Google this in terms of what I'm going to say now. When Mark Golding drafted the Integrity Commission Act and it passed in 2017, the corruption index, yes, if people never know this, let me tell you this. The corruption index lifted from 30 to 44 as a result of what Mark Jefferson Golding did in terms of crafted the Integrity Commission Act and let it pass as it relates to legislating for it in 2017, which bring the corruption index from 30 to 44. That was the particular reason why it was increased. Because guess what? Checks and balance put in place. Now let us drift back to the reason why Andrew Holness never signed the code of conduct, because of his premeditated plan. Andrew Holness knew very well also, before coming into the politics, I have the history in my head. Before coming into the politics, Andrew Holness' plan was to make the politics work for him to enrich himself and in extension his family and his cronies. That was Andrew Holness' plan from day one before he entered. And let me prove it to the people. Let me prove the evidence to the people, because I have the evidence. That's why we are going to beat him tonight. I have the evidence. Now, the first time Andrew Holness ventured into the politics was 1997.
True.
I want people to research behind me and fact check me. Follow me. Now, Andrew Holness, when he went in, the areas that are giving trouble right now in Jamaica and bring a lot of mayhem to people in Jamaica, Andrew Holness spent some time with the land agency. That is where Andrew Holness got his knowledge from. The land agency. And Andrew Holness used that to the best, right? of his knowledge to benefit himself. And so then, when we catch up with Andrew Holness giving an interview to Fitz Henley, said he came into the politics with $47 million. We know that Andrew Holness was lying. But I'm glad that he exposed himself and nationwide, giving Fitz Henley this particular report stating that he came into the politics with $47 million. Now, people, I want you to research and follow me. In 1997, when Andrew Holness ventured into the politics, Andrew Holness did not have any business or businesses. Follow me, people. I want you to follow me. In 1997, when Andrew Holness entered into the political process, prior to that, Andrew Holness never have no business nor businesses. Never. When Andrew Holness left university, Andrew Holness owed student loans. Owed student loans. But we caught up with Andrew Holness again to definitely clarify that he was lying was when his wife, Juliet Holness, was given an interview and where she was speaking about the marriage between she and Andrew, and where she said during the marriage she did not have any money. She was making reference in 1997. People, if you Google and research that, you will realize that Juliet Holness and Andrew Holness married in 1997. Andrew Holness, I want you to listen to me tonight, you know. Right? I'm reading out your secret like a book. And you cannot oppose me because we're talking 100% facts. None, neither you nor your lawyers can oppose what I'm saying. Facts. 1997. So when you gave that interview to Fitz Henley, you were lying out of your mouth. You did not come into the politics with $47 million. You came into the politics, right? And if you have $47 million, you stole it. Yes, Andrew Holness. If you have $47 million, you stole it. And let me explain to the people how you would have stolen it. Do you remember now, Andrew Holness, that what you try to justify? You try to justify the money that you have gained as it relates to the 2006 to 2009, the contracts that you awarded out to Gavin. That money, that is the reason why you give that interview to justify that amount of money that you make through the illegal awarding of contracts. So you telling them that you came in with the $47 million. You didn't come in with the $47 million. You made that through the illegal awarding of contracts to justify that. Now, the Integrity Commission flagged you for that period between the window 2006 to 2009. Why the Integrity Commission flagged you? Because, of course, you were awarding contracts to Gavin. Yes. And of that portion of money that you made between 2006 to 2009, some of that money dumped in SSL. Tell Nigel Clark to run out and let you show him the truth. Truth and reconciliation that need to be shown, that need to be told to the Jamaican people. Can you oppose this, Andrew? No, you can't. The money that you made as it relates to the illegal awarding of contracts is what you use and dump into SSL. So when I'm asking you, how much money you put in SSL. The real truth of the matter. You would have placed somewhere near 30 to $40 million. Nigel Clark, am I lying? You'd have known the truth, Nigel Clark. If Mystic Sensation is lying, run out Nigel Clark. Andrew Holness' account would now reflected between 30 to 40 million. Is that true, Nigel Clark? Yeah, that would be true. So you can't run out. You can't dispute this. Right? And so then, also, Andrew Holness wasn't a ordinary account holder. Andrew Holness, likely to be a shareholder in SSL. So then, Nigel Clark, this is the reason why you cannot open it. You cannot open the investigation, Nigel Clark. People are going to see that. People are going to see that. People are going to see how boat money was taken immediately when boat put in and utilized. People are going to see that in 2012 was significant for Andrew Holness in terms of building his property, building his property at Beverly Hills, building his big house at Beverly Hills, and at the same time, Juliet Holness in 2012 was building the least flat development. Let us get into the detail and put on some microscope here. Remember in 2011, because I know the secret, I have the information in my head. In 2011, you purchased the land. Yes, you purchased the land in Beverly Hills. You couldn't pay for it all at once. No. Because at the time where you couldn't pay for it all at once, Boat did not put his money into SSL 2011. Come on, people. He didn't. He didn't. Boat did not put his money in SSL 2011. So then, Andrew Holness has to make 4 different payments in 2011 to finish pay for the land. And in 2012, if a man is struggling in 2011 to find all of the payment to pay in 2011 for the land, and he has to use 4 different transactions in 2012, the manna fall from sky. In 2012, the manna fall from sky and fall on the shoulders of Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness. Usain Bolt put his money into SSL 2012. And what happened? When did Andrew Holness start to build the big mansion? Andrew Holness started to build the big mansion in 2012. Yes. So let us record back to 2011 when he couldn't afford to pay for the land and have to use 4 different transactions to pay for the land. Remember when me said this, Patrick Bailey said this, him liar. So I'm not lying. This is not Mystic Sensation saying it. Right? I have the evidence to show what as it relates to what Patrick Bailey said. So then let us back up. So in 2012, when Board put his money into SSL, what happened? What happened, people?
Move same time.
The money moved immediately.
Yep.
The investigator who investigated said the money taken out immediately. Where did the money go? Let us start. In 2012 now, Andrew Holness started to build his big mansion that value at the time when the evaluator evaluated it at least $200 million. And simultaneously in 2012, Juliet Holness is building the least flat house that now value $800 million. People think. Come on for your box. Come on, stop from sitting on your head and think. And so then, of course, with the level of disrespect right? Nigel Clark, who definitely has been a director in your company. Nigel Clark was a director in your company from before he ventured into the politics. Many people don't know this. But let me say it. Nigel Clark was a director in Positive Jamaica Foundation, Andrew Owner's company, before he ventured into politics. And Andrew Owner's took him from there to ensure he get that protection from Nigel Clark. So then now that Nigel Clark now becomes the financial, right, minister, the finance minister, of course Nigel Clark now control these things as it relates to the FSC, Financial Service Commission. So when the FSC flag SSL as it relates to one of the primary items, misappropriation of client funds, Nigel Clark could have shut down SSL, but he chose not to do so because Andrew Owner's account needs to be protected. The level of wickedness that you are doing to Jamaican people in a stop here will be there for exposing. You, Nigel Clark, you didn't shut down SSL. For why you didn't shut down SSL? You have the authority to do that. You're the Minister of Finance. The FSC flagged them even as way back in 2012, right? To be misappropriating client funds, stealing client money. That's what it is, stealing client money. What SSL is showing up on their records, the bank reconciliation account is showing a different thing. SSL stealing the money. Nigel Clark knew very well that SSL shaped from day one to steal client money. But SSL is the JLP laundering machine. I am going to ask a question. One of the fundamental reasons why they don't want to expose as it relates to persons who are funding Nigel Clark campaign. Nigel Clark, let me say, and let me ask you a question, Nigel Clark. Did you get any money from SSL to fund your campaign? So then, Nigel Clark, if you want to embarrass me tonight, open that information. Make that information becomes clear to Jamaica. Who are the funders of your shell company? Who are funding your company? Expose that information if you want truth and reconciliation. Show us who are funding. SSL is funding a lot of your campaign. And this is how you want to treat Jamaican people, as Jamaican people daft and dark. And we don't understand anything, insulting our intelligence. But Nigel Clark, you can do something for us tonight. You can say, let me go ahead and embarrass those vloggers. Let me go ahead and show the Titans that they are fools. Let me go ahead and show the Titans that they don't know what they are saying. Expose your donors to us. Well, I am telling you, Mystic Sensation is telling you that you can't do it. And you will never, ever do it because you are protecting them and those who are corrupting Jamaica. And I yield back to our next Titan.
Yes, Clyde. You know, wings that way to match up the place, you know. Maybe just show them this fast, Clyde, because are you for talk right now, but me just show them, somebody just send me something right now, more so I look a piece out quick. Make you see where I go on out there. So this are in a Trelawney. This is in a Trelawney where I go on right. That's how the street are going now. Lied. Titans.
Yeah, man, I must, endorse all that mystic as highlighted, some real solid information. And I mean, I only hope the listeners out there really, manifest within themselves what Mystic said. But I know every action bring a reaction. And when the Jamaica electorate allow Andrew Holness to run his campaign on the lies and propaganda in 2015 going on to 16, that was one of the biggest mistakes, because for sure Jamaicans are very knowledgeable people when it comes to dealing with grassroots gossip. They know if it goes so or it not goes so. And there were some very fundamental statement coming from Andrew Wallen at the time that you're liable to get gunshot in a Jamaica quicker than our car would kill you.
Yeah.
And him go and make you sleep with the door and window open. And that the Jamaica people must hold government accountable. Now, fast tracking back to his predecessors them. They all campaign and lie and propaganda. From Edward Seaga, Bruce Golding, all their campaign were fueled with lies and propaganda. And one of the things that strikes me, and I have to, make mention of it tonight, every time that the People's National Party build Jamaica economy, these minions tear it down. Because I'm going to tell you the reason why they do it. They have never exhibit good governance. And whenever time they are being booted out of office, when they know, because we all always have some real good pollster, like Carl Stone and all them man there. So when the poll them come out and them know say yes, them gone. What them do? They mash up the economy. Because when they mash up the economy, the next election where them are contest, them use back the same strategy to tell the people them, say, look, this is where the People's National Party do, why the country in this predicament. So we know that for a fact. But as it relates to SSL, we know that there was some government funds as it relates to National Housing Trust and a few other government agencies that was invested in SSL. And those money have not been recouped to go back into the government scheme. We haven't heard anything from Nigel Clark surrounding those misappropriate government money that was pumped into SSL. And my knowledge that I gained from that is that Andrew Holness deliberately chose to take the money from those government agencies and put into that scheme. Because that was a panty scheme and that was one way of robbing those money without giving accountable.
True.
Because when you can highlight to the population at large that a financial institution, as it relates to SSL, gone bust. What it means, whatever funding is in there is unretrievable. So Andrew Holness used SSL to also steal government agent money. And this must be made clear to every citizen in Jamaica and abroad in the diaspora. That was a very strategic way of stealing the country money. On top of all the corruption, the drugs, the gun trafficking, the illicit contract awarding, both to himself and to him cronies, him still can't satisfy. So Andrew Holness right now must be investigated by overseas investigator. You cannot leave Andrew Holness to be investigated by his local counterpart, because we're not going to get any justice, because they're all in the melting pot together. Every single one of them that have some top posts in Jamaica, they're all corrupted. Jamaica don't run under certain sites anymore, where good governance and transparency is the order of the day. If you're not corrupted, you can't be a part of this regime. Everyone is in the same boat sailing. So we have to get back all of these money, government state agency money that go into SSL. And I know for a fact that Youth Crosby must be held accountable, because this was not a situation where SSL crashed because of a financial global situation. SSL crashed because malpracticing. It was designed to steal money from its client and from the state. That's why as Usain Bolt put the money in there, it disappeared. There was no consideration or thought process. They were just waiting for that money. I don't know who advised him to go into that investment scheme. But from knowledgeable source, as it went in, it gone out. So Andrew Holness is a direct criminal prime minister in Jamaica. He tell all the lies to fabricate whatever information he want to put out there. And so Jamaica is now paying the price for this man lie and this man trickery.
True.
Because he never run on a clean ticket. It was corruption, lies, crime, all that can, destabilize a country and the economy. That's what they did. So we find that we are in this predicament today, and it's only the PMP can come and restore back Jamaica to its former glory days. As it relates to IMF, you hear them talk about the first in the history of Jamaica that the net reserve over 5 billion. That money don't belong to Jamaica. That money is a borrowed money. The entire of that money is a borrowed money.
And that's true.
Because Jamaica owe more than that 5 billion that is in the net reserve at the moment. Jamaica owe trillions, not billions, but trillions to the financial institution like World Bank and IMF. So Jamaica is not in a safe and secure position as it relates to our GDP and net reserve. We are way underground, way underground. And so Andrew Holness, Nigel Clark, and a lot of the big men them from within the PSOJ, they all know the situation. And they are bleeding Jamaica as we currently speaking at this moment. Because when you have these vast amount of US dollar leaving Jamaican shores, going abroad to bring back contraband as related to cocaine that put a strain on the dollar, and a very big strain. So with all the foreign exchange being sent into Jamaica by the diaspora and by, some of our elite athletes who bring back foreign exchange to the country, and the artists them, our dollar cannot gain any strength. Why is it? Guyana in the late 70s, early 80s had a weak currency, but now Guyana is sitting well on top of Jamaica. I remember when people in Guyana was buying a tin of milk for 200 Guyanese dollars. One tin of milk in Jamaica was relatively cheap. Now Guyana economy is thriving. So this just goes to show you the level of corruption that Jamaica finds itself in today. And it's all down to the Jamaica Labour Party and successive government within the Jamaica Labour Party. From Bruce Golding, come right down to Andrew Holness. A lot of our resource has gone missing. Missing to the extent where it rack up into trillions of dollars now. Trillions. Now, Mystic mentioned Andrew Holness saying that in 1997, he entered into politics with 47 million Jamaican dollars. Because it couldn't be US.
He never have no money, so him does.
But we know him never have any money. Because money carry timeline, And he can produce an account that show him have that amount of money sitting in the bank account. So we know that he was trying to paint a picture to cover up the Integrity Commission finding as it related to the period between 2006 and 2009.
Yes.
So this Prime Minister is a liar and he's a thief. He's a con artist. He's corrupted. He's involved in crime. He's involved in drugs trafficking. He's involved in everything that is bad happening to Jamaica at this moment. So we have to find a way how to hold this man accountable. And currently, I don't see the local people having the capability or the willpower to hold this man accountable. Because all that I have just mentioned, I sure know they have seen it. They know about it. But they can't do anything. And we ask the question, why?
I'm corrupted too.
We have to ask the question, why, When you look at how our commissioner of police are being selected and how the tenure just evaporate, it shows that there's some deep corruption around even the commissioner of police system that have been selected under this government. They're all mixed up into corruption. And that corruption is aided and abetted by the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And so, this is the reason why he's fighting to keep Strike 5 so she can pull the string at the high level for them. But I'm warning him that Strike 5 can't do nothing for help you this time. You're hanging by the thread. And it's only because you're so stupid and naive that you cannot see that you're hanging by the thread. The people have spoken in the last by-election. And that was just a voice to remind you that your tenure is drawing near. What are you going to do after the general election next year? Who you going to turn to?
Serious question.
Where you going to hide? You will have to face the music as it relates to overseas personnel investigating you. All the drugs that you've been transporting in and out of Jamaica, we know you're at the helm. That's why you always remain silent. Over the past 2 years, close to $40 billion worth of drugs that we know about. There could be a triple time that amount that we don't know about. Because it's only one that we hear them confiscated. So we put a figure to that based on what was being reported in the media. But we know Jamaica has become like Colombia and Mexico 20 years ago. It's like we take that position that those two Central American Caribbean countries did have. We take over from them. Now this can only happen when you have a government that is backing these type of activities, you know. Because the amount of money you spend on security, we should have had our border well secured and our port. So we shouldn't see this high level of importation of cocaine into our country. But if we go a little bit further back in time, we saw this coming. Because when Edward Seaga destroyed marijuana in Jamaica, it was to make the gateway for cocaine. A lot of people don't look back at that period of time. But I always remember that period of time. Because when we have marijuana as a part of our economy, so to speak, there was no cocaine. Nobody didn't want to have anything to do with cocaine. But Edward Seaga, along with his counterpart in America at the time, it was Bush, decided to destroy Jamaica marijuana. But not just the marijuana, the coconut suffer, the banana suffer, the coffee suffer, even the land itself suffer from the chemical. And so our yield in crops decline. And then we start to see the vast amount of drugs washing up on our shores. And we wonder, why? Why would you destroy marijuana in your country and the person that assists you to destroy it was growing over 150 miles between the border of Mexico and California? The same thing that you are destroying in your country. But that was one way to take away certain financial power from the small people, the poor people, so to speak, to keep us in poverty. And so you could use your cocaine money and manipulate the people, more so when it comes to election time. And that's why we see the upsurge in vote buying. Ganzi with all 5,000-10,000 are up a patrol, where all of this for? And yet still Jamaica owe money to the international world. So we want to get all of this money when election time comes. Where do you guys get all these money when election time comes to be wrapping up in Ganzi? Look how many people turn up at a rally. And everybody is getting money. between 5, 10, 2,000, 2,500, but it had up. But yet still a road them can't fix. The school them lack resource. The hospital them lack resource. The nurses them can't get paid. The policemen them, you owe them. So we realize that your aim and objective as a prime minister, you and your government them all on decide to do is destroy Jamaica by keeping down the people and poor, using the cocaine money, mobilize them when election time come, give them money, dangle carrot in front of them eyes, and then destroy the country for another 5 years. No, we have to put a stop to that. We have to. This cannot go on any further. Because if this continue, then we do have a Jamaica the next 10 years. You come out with vision of a first world country by 2030. Where are we now from 2030? And how much gain have you made in achieving your first world status? So that was a lie. That was a PR to get in the mind of the people. You can't have a first world country when your deficit to the world is trillions of Jamaican dollars you owe to the world. Generation upon generation will never pay off that. And so we see where you are trying to like franchise out the entire country to foreigners. Because you don't want to have anything to do in running Jamaica on a day-to-day basis. So we see where the two international airports, they divest, and we hear that they divest to people from Colombia and Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, that is a big red flag for me. When you put our international airport in the hands of these people that are renowned to the world as cocaine empire state, that is very, very bad.
True.
Then you go ahead now and you invest a whole lot of money over Bascobel because you don't have nothing to do with the two, international airport. But you want to have something to do with Bascobel. So you invest in Bascobel and you come out and you say Bascobel an international airport. Bascobel is a private airport operated by the big men, run by the state and used by the big men. And so this is how you destroy Jamaica and Jamaicans. Because a lot of our kids now are participating in the drugs arena, scamming arena. Because when you have a country that don't have a plan for the youth in terms of economic development, job creation, you're gonna have young mind turn into drugs and guns. And this is all you want Jamaica to be. Because when you have Jamaica running like that, then everybody will bow to your knee. But Jamaica people wise up. They learn. They have seen the demise of the country under your leadership. Many mothers have cried long and hard for the demise of their son and daughters. And it's all down to the high level of crime in Jamaica. Heinous crime as it relates to mass murder committed on one scene. Wiping out of a family, But yet still you was the one who were talking about it. People had been chopped off and all these things. And you create a euphoria within the society that everybody becomes, timid within themselves, can't even think for themselves again and listen to you. And get rid of the good government that was in at the time, that was trying to lift Jamaica from the slumber, rise it up again. But the people who make the mistake this time. Because you run out of lyrics now. Remember, you run out of lyrics now. You don't have no more lyrics to come give the people, There's no more lyrics from you that the people will gravitate to anymore. Because the people has been suffering for over 8 years. The people remember what you do to them in COVID. The charges that was laid against them.
It's a pandemic. You know them states.
All right, yeah. The ESO, the ZOZO, state of emergency. Them know where them go through at your hands. So all of the funding will come for them, you take it away. Nobody now swing with you and sing with you anymore. You go find yourself in a dark place. I mean, I tell you, you won't even see the glimpse of there. Because bigger and better than you find themselves behind bars. You run Jamaica like you're the biggest Dan. You're a prime minister. You're a gangster with a gangster mob surround you. All the people that you have surround you, they are complices of you. They are involved in the same corruption, just like yourself. So it's a whole heap of cleaning out of go on in Jamaica. Whole heap of cleaning out. Cleaning out that when need outside intervention. If we not look outside, we can't get the result we want. And I mean, the people have been, hunger and thirsty for this result. Yeah, man. And the people need to get it. Justice have to come the people way. Because under your administration, the crime gone through the roof. On the stage, a whole heap of state killing, as we see it, policemen assassinate people, all these type of things. And those crime just swept away, washed down the Rio Grande and the Rio Cobra and Black River. Everywhere, gonna see. No, man, can't happen. Can't continue like that. So all of them policemen where you have working for you, them little nasty one there, we are go out and I murder the youth them in the society, and I do all the type of robbing and in a balaclava and all them thing there. Them thing they have to go stop. No way can you have a policeman where you can't see them face. The whole heap of gun where we see them have over them shoulder and pan them waist and pan them leg, them thing they have to go stop. A wasting of money them there. So you know really build the country as how the country supposed to build. You weaponize the country because you run the country under dictatorship. So when you give the policemen them so many arms and ammunition, no wonder them can have them to use them for a different mission. No wonder. Because these little youths cannot afford guns and ammunition, We've been telling you over and over. And we've been letting the people know that these guns and ammunition have a fuel line to it. A long fuel line. Something like where you see some Middle East country run them pipeline for carry gas to a different country. I saw Jamaica guns trade been fuel. extremely well fueled. So the youth them can fire all 50, 60, 100 round when them go out. And it don't mean nothing to them. Where them get the gunshot from? Where them get all this rifle from? In a third world country where people are suffer. Where them get all these things from? So you need to come clear up all of these. Because you know how everything I run. You are the chief civil servant, you know. And you will see come out and do every ministry in a one, you know. You speak for the commissioner. I don't know who you're not talk on behalf of now. It's like he's a one-man band the way the dictatorship entrenched in you. It's like you can't even give nobody no chance to perform them role of duty. We not see Crab. We not hear from Crab. We not see Tough Tongue again him gone hiding. Commissioner gone hide. We not say, are you alone? We are see all over the place. If a lighter, you are talk about light. What wrong with you, man? You need to relinquish some of the power. You get too powerful. Relinquish it. Because all you do is just show yourself on a global stage who you is. This monster in Jamaica. And no matter how we talk to you, it's like it don't mean nothing. You're this big Dan around the country. You know, like in a different stratosphere. What's wrong with you? To me, you're just an underprivileged, you know. That's been given privilege by the people of Jamaica. Because you don't come from nowhere. You're not educated. You don't come from anywhere. And you should have treated Jamaican with more respect. So this little cliques where you go buying yourself around, I don't think any of them go St. Catherine High. They're more like Campion and them school. So it's like you leave from an institution and find yourself amongst the elite. And, you know, you form a gang. Yeah. From you in the ministry, your first job, you're a thief. Everybody come behind you do the same thing. And you try to get them off of, you know, them crime where them commit. Ruel Reid. What you do about him? What you doing about Ruel Reid? And the Ministry of Education money? What you doing about Patrick Bailey? You know film big case already, you know. Yeah? I want to let him go scotch-free. Because him have your secret. Him know your things. What you doing, Nigel Clark? But you can't do nothing to them. If anything, I them for do to you because them know every intricacy of where you're going with. All the money where you thief. The finance minister know. Patrick Bailey know. Ruel Reid know. And many more know. So you're in a bad position, my brother. You're in a bad position. And I mean, we have some very big organization in Jamaica like the church, you know. We see them silent. Me and no Juno from where they upon the program. We notice on the silent pan all the killing, the cocaine, all of these things on the silent pan. Even the hospital. We want to see one have to use on the silent pan the deplorable condition. It's like nobody only in Jamaica apart from on the collection. We soon run out of lend support to, you know, one constitution where not going away. But when I endorse it, say nothing wrong with it. We're wrong with the church. Wake up, man. We don't need to play a more justifiable role in the society. Because the society is what make the church function. But yet still, we don't have no heart for the people of Jamaica. As an international body that you find right around the world, we should have a stronger voice in the Jamaica politics. We don't have to be a politician, but we don't need to give advice to the politician them when we see them go wrong. Because as a group of people, we need to show some empathy towards the people in the country. We need to show more duty care. We can't just allow the government to just destroy the country. You know. What's going to be left of Jamaica? I want to just sit down there and just allow these men to just ravish right across the island in every sector. Eh? Look for my crime statistic. Highest in the region. Yet still we're not fighting a war. What we have is a civil war on the ground. That's what we have in Jamaica, a civil war. And that has to stop.
Yeah, these people, we're going to have on an extra, you know, because I lied. Like I'm going to a rapid, yeah, but you see, me have to match up my vehicle.
Yeah.
And did. Like the minute I said, nothing again, you know, because we're going 3.5. And I see again.
Yes.
So, me I wrap up my vehicle and tell me I'm going to eat my vehicle. You know what?
Well, we know how it go. But you see, tonight, Father Lonesome, tonight is, you know, is a night when, you know, the floor stand firm.
Yeah,
as
man.
manly.
No,
Yeah, man. Because me I tell you, know, Mystic deliver a speech, you know, me have to just stay so and go and listen. Because I mean, what can I say that was well received?
Yeah. Well,
You understand?
Your thing was well received too, because I enjoy what you were saying. You understand? I mean, every single one of us on the Titans here, right, has the ability, the capacity to bring it.
Of course, we have them like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Let
man.
me just tell them again. The 8th, on the 8th of December, you have the Titans and family.
Where is that, you know?
Yes.
Boy, that a worries again. Worries again.
In Toronto, the Titans. Yes.
Remember I tell them.
And I'm going to enjoy myself. We're going to see two artists.
Got to.
You know, all put the thing together. We like, we know, thing of a proper, put together proper. Because that's our thing that. I remember the 31st, you remember the 30th, you remember say, Ratty, yes. You know, New York, yes. So, you have the March, the 30th. Yeah, man. Ratty, yeah, man. Same, and family, same way. And then, the 31st, so we have the treat. Yes, we have a treat. You have to do that back to school treat where you give back some things to them little youth and them first. And then we have the boat ride, the 8th of September. So we look on that. And the 8th is 9th of November. And then my man Jerk trying, so in December. So, and then my 26th anniversary, December the 19th. So, so we have to do something about that,
All right.
Remember, your anniversary, them go up more and more. We not follow some people now. We not live for them kind of life. We live some, yes. More can chat one bag of bullshit. But, more as we say around here, we are really get to do, but,
yes, man.
But we do things that have to do proper. Yeah, and I'm out there. Not street furniture thing, I know my style.
That's the thing you said, man.
I'm most up and like post. None of my style. See? My style, like, see? We don't know my thing already, See?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Titans,
Lessons.
Well, I mean, I think.
What you mean? Be out!
Out.